less than 14 points per game to opponents in the regular season. The Badgers' offense has averaged more than 50 points per game through the first 2 rounds of the playoffs, and it will look to keep that momentum rolling in the next chapter of Arkadelphia's Road to the Rock. This is the Southern Bancorp pregame show, and in just a few moments, we'll have an interview between Chris Babb and Arkadelphia head coach Trey Shucker. Don't go anywhere. Badger football will return in just a few moments.
At Southern Bancorp, we are wealth builders for everyone. We see building wealth as helping people succeed in creating strong financial futures. For some, it's having tools to build credit and buy a first home. For others, working with our award-winning SBA team to launch or grow a small business. And still others might use our unique savings plan today to save for tomorrow's dreams. Wherever you are on your wealth building journey, Southern Bancorp can help. Stop by or visit banksouthern.com to get started. Southern Bancorp, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, I didn't order any pizza.
Jake from State Farm. After you saved me so much dough on insurance with that Parker promo, I devised a promo for you.
Here's the deal, Parker. State Farm offers everyone surprisingly great rates.
Right. Pepperoni pockets, cuckoo crusties.
There's no promo, it's just great rates.
And a cider ranch.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Austin Wingfield in Arkadelphia today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Under perfect conditions, your car traveling at 65 miles per hour can stop in about 300 feet. That's the length of a football field.
But a fully loaded tractor trailer, one that weighs 80,000 pounds, will take 2 football fields to stop. And that's if the driver is rested, paying attention, and the truck and load is properly maintained.
If you're in an accident with a big truck, call 1-800-CAR-WRECK.
Get the experienced team that's going to be on your side, by your side.
Price & Company Insurance is the area's only trusted choice independent insurance agency. What is that, you might ask? An independent insurance agency works for you, the customer, and not the insurance companies. So the next time you're shopping for home, auto, business, life, or health insurance, we invite you to experience an unprecedented level of customer service and expertise. Call or click for a quote today.
At Eccles, Thompson, and Kneebone CPA, we seek to provide accounting, tax, and financial planning services to individuals and small businesses with proficiency and integrity. Serving Arkadelphia since 1977, our staff looks forward to meeting your financial goals of today and also becoming your financial advocate for life. Visit us at 205 North 25th Street or call 246-8991 today. Eccles, Thompson, and Kneebone LTD says Go Badgers.
Welcome back to the Southern Bancorp Badger pregame show. Chris Babb and Arkadelphia head coach Trey Shucker in advance of tonight's 4A state quarterfinal matchup between the Arkadelphia Badgers and the Rivercrest Colts. Each week this interview with Coach Shucker is brought to you by Austin Wingfield State Farm. Give them a call on Monday at 870-246-2162 or stop by 620 Pine Street and visit Austin Wingfield State Farm. Coach, it's Thanksgiving week, and we're still talking football. It sounds like cliche, but it is. Anytime you're still practicing this week, it means it's a different week, but that's become the norm, and that's what you want to be doing because it means you're still playing for a state championship.
That's exactly right. The majority of the teams across state are finished playing football for the season, and we're still here as well as everybody else that's still playing, and everybody at this point has earned their right to be here and proven themselves to be a good football team and one of the best football teams in the state at every level. So we're fortunate that our kids have done that. Our coaches have prepared our kids, and we're ready to play. Let's go back to last week's second round game against the Ozark Hillbillies. Your offense, and golly, Coach, it took a little time to get going. It was 4 plays this week instead of the 1 play from previous weeks. I say that in jest, but we talk about the importance of getting quick starts. Yep. Your offense and defense have done that the last 2 weeks. We really have. We've set the tone early in the games, and we've just kind of built on it from there. And first drive last week, we had some mishaps that, we weren't able to score the first offensive possession that we had of the game, but our defense went out and really set the tone, got us the ball back, and offense just really immediately just took over from there. And, this one thing that we've done really well, especially the latter half of the season, we hope to do that again tonight.
defensively, you know, a lot of people talk about the offense. They talk about Donovan Whitten a lot, and rightly so, and the amount of people that get the ball and find the end zone. But let's start kind of like Chase did on the coaches show last week. Let's start with this defense. Your defense has played against two playoff teams that have come into the game. I guess if you want to go back to week 10 of the season against Malvern, teams that are averaging 40 and 50 points. You know, you look at the last few weeks for Ozark. They had put up 50 points several times in those weeks. But your defense has continued to find a way to slow down offenses.
Well, our defensive staff and Coach Kaiser, our defensive coordinator, has done a great job at establishing a mentality that, you know, we're going to be the most physical unit on the team or on the field. And, you know, we go up against these offense, these high-power offense that are very, very good in the run game, and our defense matches that really, really well. We match the physicality, we exceed it, and we've done a really good job of tackling. That's one thing that we've done and been consistent on all years. We've not missed many tackles against teams. And so when you do that, you're making teams have to run a lot of plays and able to score. You know, you're not giving up big plays because you don't have missed tackles. So, you know, when teams have to put together 14, 15, 16 play drives, and you may score, you may not. But if they do last that long, it takes a lot of energy away from that offense for the next possession. And, you know, a lot of teams that we've played this year, they've got some critical players going both ways, and so they're flipping around and going and playing defense against our offense, which our offense is spreading the field, you know, and running the field, making teams cover the entire field. So if you're a two-way player and you're playing against us, you're going to be running all night long. I mean, that's just really what it comes down to, and we've just been able to outlast people. And that's by design as well. Yeah. Let's take a look at special teams. I know that you talked about on the show, it's an area that you guys take a little bit more pride in than maybe some others, and I know that the kickoff return for the touchdown was the first time that had happened this year. Massengill had some really top-level speed. Was able to find a gap there down the left sideline, but that is also something that you worked on this week as well. Mm-hmm, sure did, and that's something that we've taken pride in all season is our kickoff unit. We knew Massengill was an explosive player, and he's shown that on film. He's been that type of player all year, and he caught us out of position and took advantage of it. And, that's just an attribute to the type of player that he is. And then, but we did a really good job of making the adjustment and going out and balling him up the rest of the game.
It was a second-round win, which advances the Badgers to the quarterfinals. The matchup that we'll talk about after the break, Arkadelphia and Rivercrest, the 9th time in the last 10 seasons that Arkadelphia has been playing over the Thanksgiving holiday, and it's something that these players have just kind of gotten used to, is being able to practice football over Thanksgiving. And after the break, we'll talk about tonight's matchup between the Badgers and the Colts. You're watching the Southern Bancorp Badger pregame show. This interview with Arkadelphia head coach Trey Shucker, brought to you by Austin Wingfield State Farm, 870-246-2162. After the break, we'll talk about tonight's matchup. You're watching ArkadelphiaBadgerTV.com. We'll be back after this timeout. As a family-owned sporting goods supplier since 1950, Southwest Sporting Goods understands the value of customer service and is committed to providing the best quality customer service and merchandise available. Southwest Sporting Goods is located in Arkadelphia, but also has salesmen that cover the entire state of Arkansas to help ensure that their customers will receive the best customer service and pricing that can be found. Southwest Sporting Goods, located in downtown Arkadelphia, supporting the Badgers since 1950.
Locally owned and operated, Java Primo is the official coffee house of ArkadelphiaBadgerTV.com. At Java Primo, amazing coffee is just the beginning. In addition to coffee, drinks, and desserts, we also have wonderful options for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Shop our gift selection 24/7 online at javaprimo.com or visit us on Main Street in historic downtown Arkadelphia. Java Primo Coffee House, Cafe, and more says, Go Badgers!
As a family-owned sporting goods supplier since 1950, Southwest Sporting Goods understands the value of customer service and is committed to providing the best quality customer service and merchandise available. Southwest Sporting Goods is located in Arkadelphia, but also has salesmen that cover the entire state of Arkansas to help ensure that their customers will receive the best customer service and pricing that can be found. Southwest Sporting Goods, located in downtown Arkadelphia, supporting the Badgers since 1950. Turner, Rogers, Manning & Plyler CPA is a longtime supporter of the Arkadelphia Public School District. Turner, Rogers, Manning & Plyler has established a reputation for providing clients with outstanding services that include auditing, accounting, and tax and business consulting. Contact Turner, Rogers, Manning & Plyler today at 870-246-4563 or by visiting them at 305 Professional Park Drive in Arkadelphia. Turner, Rogers, Manning & Plyler says, Go Badgers!
Doctors Gary and Rob Rucker are proud sponsors of this Arkadelphia Badger broadcast. Dr. Gary and Rob Rucker supporting the Badgers since 1996.
Welcome back to the Southern Bancorp Badger pregame show. Chris Babb with Arkadelphia head coach Trey Shucker. This interview brought to you by Austin Wingfield State Farm, 620 Pine Street in Arkadelphia, 870-246-2162. Coach, before we get into tonight's game, let's talk a little bit about the week. Obviously, school is out all week, but it's kind of a rhythm. I mean, these seniors have done this. It's the third time that they've been in this this practice schedule, over Thanksgiving. Talk a little bit about the week of practice and when you bring them in and what's behind that, and then some of the extras that went on as well with meals and such.
Yeah, Monday we brought them in, went from noon to 2 o'clock, 2:30. We did our normal Monday practice, which is a lot of film, a recovery lift, and then we'll get out and get in our helmets and shoulder pad, or not shoulder pads, but helmet, jersey, and then we'll move around and start our install and do different things, but it's a lot quicker of a practice. Then Tuesday is our work day, and that's where we put the shoulder pads and helmets on and we get after it. And we went from 8 in the morning to about 11 o'clock in the late morning. And then Wednesday is the same deal. Went from 8 to 11. Wednesday is our polish day. And then following the Wednesday practice, our moms did a great job, and moms and families did a great job of pitching in and helping out and put together a huge Thanksgiving meal spread for our team and program. And so, not every one of our players gets the normal Thanksgiving family atmosphere on Thanksgiving Day. And, our football team is a family. Yeah. And so we have our Thanksgiving family meal together, and our moms, Amy Babb heads that up and does a great job of organizing all of that and making sure everything's taken care of. And we just had a huge spread, all the normal Thanksgiving fixings. Yeah, good looking meal. It kind of gets you ready for Thursday. We'd like to thank A-Town Fitness for helping sponsor that meal, and also Ouachita Valley Meat for cooking the turkeys and hams for that day. And that was a fantastic meal. And then Thursday morning, you bring them back in for your final walkthrough, and got to hear from some former Badgers who had also either played and or coached in some of these Thanksgiving Day stretches. That's right. So Thanksgiving Day we come in and do our normal 8 o'clock when we go 8 to about 9:30, which it was raining, so we did it inside, but got done about 9:15. But we had some former alumni come in. We had about 15, 17 alumni and former coaches come in and speak to the team and just be a part and show their support for us. And that's awesome. That kind of stuff doesn't happen everywhere, even with teams that make it this far. For guys to show that they care about us and that it means something to be a Badger and to play on this week and to take time out of their holiday morning to wake up and come see us and be a part is huge. I mean, it just shows the type of support and the type of legacy of being a Badger football player, what it means. It really does. And then the attention turns to tonight. Let's talk about tonight's opponent, the Rivercrest Colts, 9-3 on the season. They're the second seed from the 4A3, which is the Northeast Conference behind Pocahontas. This is a Rivercrest team that defeated Star City 49-42 last week. Another team, if you watch the coaches show this week, you saw that the Rivercrest has also put points on the board. They have been hot the last few weeks. Let's break them down first offensively. Michael Rainier, wearing number 1 tonight, is their go-to guy, but Washington at quarterback also. Kind of those two are the ones that make Rivercrest's offense run. No doubt, and they're explosive. Number 1, the Rainier kid, is probably one of the best players that we will have seen this season. I mean, he is electric. He's got a good body type, and he's so fast. He's one of those guys that we have got to be quick with our reads, and we can't false step. We've got to take a good angle to him. When we get to him, we've got to wrap up and tackle. We've got to get him down. So he is so explosive. He's so electric. He got 5 touchdowns last week against Star City, and he's an explosive player, unbelievable. He's a junior. Mm-hmm. but you know their offense has proven themselves. They've the Pocahontas game was a good game, and that was for that conference championship. And then defensively, you know they're very skilled as well. I mean, their defense is pretty similar to a lot of defenses in our conference. They're fast on the edge, they're physical inside, and they get after it. And, you know, Rivercrest is a historic program as well. They've got a lot of history and done really well, and their program has been well known for a long time. So it's a very good matchup. We're excited about it.
We talk about the Badgers used to playing this week as well. Rivercrest is the same. Only been back in 4A or up in 4A for the last 4 seasons or maybe 5, but they were in the state championship game against Shiloh Christian 2 years ago. I believe it was 2 years ago. They have also won Thanksgiving Day games, so they have made to the quarterfinals and semifinals and championship game before. So this is not new territory for them as well, even though you have some of those players who rotate in and out just like, you know, you with every team and every year.
That's exactly right. And then I think in 2017 is when they won the 3A state championship. Or 2A.
3A.
3A.
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah, they're well known this time of year about being a team that's playing on Thanksgiving and post-Thanksgiving play. So they know how to handle this type of a year.
Defensively, what do you expect to see from the Colts when the Badger offense lines up?
Yeah, they're going to give us a 3 down front. They'll give us a 3-2 box if we're out wide, and they'll get to a 4-2 looking box. They'll walk an outside backer down whenever in different situations, but they'll go cover 4 behind it, and then they're going to go straight man and bring some pressure. So you know they like to mix up what they do. They've got the ability to drop and keep everything in front, and then they've also got the ability. They've shown that they'll try to force the issue and bring some pressure and make something happen and try to man up on the edge. But they're very multiple. They're good at what they do. And you know we've got to play sound. We've got to catch the football in space. We've got to be physical and control the line of scrimmage in the run game. We've got to be disciplined.
When you reach this point, as we wrap up, 8 teams left. All 8 are going to be good. You would expect that the blowouts and all that stuff are over. And so I'd imagine mentality-wise, when your team is in a game in the 3rd and 4th quarter, you have to go back and just keep playing football. And go back to those games like Hot Springs and Camden Fairview and those type games where you had to play the full 4 quarters. Things go good, things go bad. There have been first halves that have been close. Ashdown was 7-6, and then your team was able to pull away at the end. But I would imagine being able to stay in it is a key. No matter don't get too high, don't get too low type mentality.
And that's one thing that I can talk about our kids as being is having that level-headed mentality all the way through. It doesn't matter what the scoreboard really shows. Like you said, we've been in some tough situations this season. Hot Springs, we were down. I think 3 scores at one point. And then, Ashdown was a close game at halftime and all the way through. At halftime, those games, as opposed to some of the other games where we're a little bit more ahead, our kids are the same.
Right.
I mean, they really are. Coming out at halftime, everything's the same. They're an even kill type bunch. And they come out and just handle business, and that's the thing that we want to take pride in is being able to play 4 quarters of football. Doesn't matter the score. Come out, play 4 quarters of football, and just go make plays and execute.
And that's what it will take tonight for the Badgers to advance to the semifinals next week. Arkadelphia, Rivercrest, just a few minutes away from kickoff. Our thanks to Coach Shecker for joining us each week on this interview in the pregame show, brought to you by Austin Wingfield State Farm. Give them a call at 870-246-2162 or drop by 620 Pine Street in Arkadelphia to see them on Monday. We'll wrap up the Southern Bancorp Badger pregame show after this timeout. You're watching ArkadelphiaBadgerTV.com. We'll be back after this timeout.
Get real attention on your auto insurance. Get real auto, home, and life insurance. Get Farm Bureau Insurance.
Call Clark County Farm Bureau today at 870-246-4554. Welcome back to the Southern Bancorp Badger pregame show. We are almost ready for kickoff as the captains for the Arkadelphia Badgers have made their way onto the field. The Arkadelphia Badgers are making their way behind the run-through. Chris Babb, Chase Hartzell here. And Chase, this is a Friday after Thanksgiving matchup that the Arkadelphia Badgers are excited to be in. This will be one of the most talented teams they have faced all season, and it's going to start with the running back, wide receiver, quarterback, however they line him up. Michael Rayner, said Rainier in the pregame show, but it is Rayner, and then Cavante Washington at quarterback.
When you talk about all that talent on the side there for Rivercrest, really quick though, let's talk about the Thanksgiving, because you mentioned that, Bab, just with this being a Thanksgiving game. It's been such a unique atmosphere going into this game. This is one that Arkadelphia looks forward to every year. You know, when you've had as much success at this, it's almost become an expectation to be playing on the day after Thanksgiving, but really a blessing to get to experience that opportunity. And Coach Shucker and his staff setting up a great day yesterday for the team, getting to have a practice, and also had some guests from past Badger teams that had won state championships and made playoff runs. So it was great to get to learn from those players that had been in this situation before. But I got to say, this unit right here is going to go down as one of the most special that we've seen in quite some time here at Arkadelphia. But you talked about the talent that you see on the other side for Rivercrest. Again, the offense runs with Rayner. Rayner last week, 5 of the 7 scores for them were from him. And Rayner also had the game-winning score with 11 seconds to go against the Star City Bulldogs. It was a shootout last week in Wilson, Arkansas, but the Colts came out on top. Rayner was a big part of that, and he's looking to be another huge factor here tonight for their team.
Michael Rayner, the junior wide receiver, 961 yards receiving, 15 touchdowns. He also has a decent amount of yards passing as well. He has 106 yards passing. Mainly going to use him as a receiver, but rushing, he also has 732 yards. The leading rusher for Rivercrest is Kobe Turner. He has 132 carries for 1,085 yards. So they have a 1,000-yard rusher, almost a 1,000-yard receiver. Lots of touchdowns, 50 touchdowns on the season. And Cavante Washington, the sophomore, runs that offensive chip. Arkadelphia offensively, Chase, just kind of has to do what they do, and that's run the ball efficiently, pass the ball efficiently. And Arkadelphia is going to hope to get off to a quick start.
That's right, and we're about to see who wins the coin toss here in a few moments. Arkadelphia has tended to opt to receive the ball first to get the momentum rolling.
Yeah, they just missed the coin toss there as we were talking. The Rivercrest won the toss, and they will take the ball. And so we'll take one final break, and then when we come back, we'll have the Arkadelphia Badgers and the Rivercrest Colts in the 4A state quarterfinals. You're watching ArkadelphiaBadgerTV.com. We'll be back after this quick timeout. Funeral Home has been serving the Arkadelphia community since 2005. Our goal at Welch Funeral Home is to offer every family that will allow us to serve them the most caring, dignified, professional service at the most affordable price. With over 40 years of experience in the funeral home industry, owner Tim Welch and Welch Funeral Home have also been longtime supporters of the Arkadelphia Badgers and Lady Badgers. Contact Welch Funeral Home at 870-230-1400 or visit them at 202 South 4th Street near downtown Arkadelphia.
And we are back live at All Care Field at Badger Stadium. The Badgers, as you saw just a few moments ago, taking the field, had the sparks flying in the left end zone. And unfortunately for Arkadelphia, they're not going to get the ball first as they have the past few weeks to try and score on that first possession. But the defense has been the tone setter down the stretch for Arkadelphia, so they'll have a chance to get out on the field here first to face off against Michael Rayner, and a very talented Rivercrest offense. This is Chase Hartzell, and passing it on over to play-by-play duties here for Dr. Jeff Root.
Thank you very much, Chase. Excited to be back and see a Badger game here at Badger Stadium. This is All Care Field at Badger Stadium. Arkadelphia taking on Rivercrest, not an opponent that we have seen. I mean, this is a new team for Arkadelphia to play, but I tell you what, it is a good team. Now, we've been complimentary of the seasons for Clinton and Ozark the last 2 weeks, but they were not much competition for the Arkadelphia Badgers in terms of the game itself, as Arkadelphia won both of those by the mercy rule, but expect a different game tonight as Rivercrest comes in at 9-3, but 2 of those losses against 5A schools in the non-conference part of their schedule. They've had 8 consecutive wins and scored over 40 points in all 8 of those games. They were state champion and state runner-up. both in the last 5 years. They've had 13-win seasons in 2017 and 2020. This is an outstanding team. They are 4-2 on the road, but it was a long road trip down to Arkadelphia for the game tonight. Excited to bring it to you. Chase with me, and along with me, of course, Chris Babb, and he is running the show tonight. Elias Erickson, we're glad to have join us. He's a student at Arkadelphia High School, and he is running our camera tonight. Here's Arkadelphia set to kick off with senior Brock Curry, who's done an outstanding job on kickoffs and extra points. Had a field goal last week as well. Line drive shot will bounce down the sideline. It stays in bounds inside the 5 down to the goal line. It just did barely get there. And that will put the ball out at the 20-yard line. So first down for Rivercrest. That ball stayed in bounds when Rayner did not think that it would. And then it just did make it to the end zone before Arkadelphia could get there to recover it. So first down for Rivercrest at the 20. We're having a bit of a camera issue right now, so you're not seeing a picture, but you're going to soon as Chris Babb is making his way up to the roof of the press box to get that taken care of. But hopefully you are hearing us loud and clear. On first down, this is Washington, the quarterback. There's a direct snap, and he'll run straight ahead. He's a really fine runner, and he'll make 5, maybe 6 yards on first down running straight ahead.
That time, just a simple quarterback keeper play, but it works very effectively for the Colts as they pick up good yardage. You mentioned that, Jeff. It's going to be a gain of 6 here, and already the Colts back up to the line of scrimmage.
Second down and 4. They want to throw long. They've tried to get it to Rainier. It is incomplete. Collision just as the ball got there, but no flag down. Ball sailed out of bounds. They tried to throw deep on second down and 4. Incomplete, so it is third down and 4 now. There is a flag down, so let's see what this might be. It looks like it's going to go against Rivercrest. They tried to pull a fast one with a quick snap, and not everybody got set, I believe. They haven't marked it off yet, but we think it's going to mark a 5-yard penalty off against Rivercrest. That is going to be the call, so it will be second down all over again, but now second down and 9.
And penalties are going to be key here in the postseason. You can't make too many mistakes, especially when you've got two talented offenses like these already. Donovan Witten warming up here on the near sideline.
Here's the snap. He wants to throw deep again. That same play, he overthrows his intended receiver, incomplete, across the 50-yard line. Going deep for the reception that time was Kobe Turner, but he couldn't get there, incomplete.
And that time it was a good one-on-one situation for the Colts on the far side. Had a good go route there along the sideline, but Washington just threw it out of the reach of his man. Still a good play call there for the Colts. They'll be looking for a similar result, this time resulting in a pass.
Third down, 9 yards to go. Washington will hand it off, a double handoff. They'll come to the right side, not much room there. He's going to make yardage up to the 26-yard line. It's fourth down and 4.
Can't ask for a much better start to the game if you're the Arkadelphia defense here. Good job containing the run. It's going to be a run of about 5 yards that time, but still stopped well short of that first down marker. So the Colts going to be forced to punt the ball away on their first drive of the game.
Fourth down, 4 yards to go, and they are in punt formation. That 5-yard penalty really worked to Arkadelphia's favor. Good snap. The kick is away. It's a line drive shot, allowed to bounce at the 48 to the Arkadelphia 47-yard line. A return from there. He's coming wide, looking for space to the 50, to the 40-yard line. This is Purifoy to the 30s, to the 20s, to the 15-yard line, and he tries to make a cut and slips down. And a flag does come down as well. Flag down back. Let's see, where is the flag? 20. He made quite a lot of the return then before the flag went down, we believe. So let's see if I'm right that it came down on the return. We'll see. Here's the call. Personal foul, blocking penalty against Arkadelphia. So it is going to be marked off against the Badgers. That great field position is going to be marked off to the point that Arkadelphia will start with great field position still, but instead of about the 15-yard line, it's going to be the 36-yard line. First down and 10, Arkadelphia on its first possession.
And more specifically, it was a blindside block there at the end of the return. Luckily enough, it did come late enough in the play where most of the return's still going to count, but how about Jaquavis Purifoy setting up Arkadelphia in great field position? Always great when you start inside the opponent's own 40-yard line. And that's exactly the case here for Arkadelphia.
That's a block that used to be celebrated but is now against the rules. So the penalty against Arkadelphia. Still first down and 10 Badgers at the 36-yard line of Rivercrest. Here's a pass into the flat. That's complete. This is Bailey with a nice run after the catch inside the 25-yard line.
Simple route that time to the outside, but Bailey with a nice run after catch to nearly get the Welch Funeral Home that first down that time. Not quite. Well, actually, they're going to go ahead and say it was a first down.
He made a nice stretch at the end and got all the way to the 23-yard line, so it is a first down. Gain of 13 on the catch by Evans. Arkadelphia looks for pass play again across the middle. Now Witten wants to run. He's got room to his left side, but he's got a receiver that way. He'll throw it. I think he caught that ball inside the 5, but a flag is down also. And now they might say he didn't have the ball and control of it in bounds. So let's see. It's going to be holding against Arkadelphia. Well, they held off Rivercrest for quite some time, and somebody was guilty of a hold. So that's going to push Arkadelphia back. Spot of the foul was, I believe, the 24-yard line. They are indeed going to put it down at the 34-yard line. So it's first down, but the Badgers now need 21. First down and 21 from the 34-yard line. They're going to fake a handoff under pressure. Here's Witten. He's hit. He throws it incomplete. You know, the hit on the quarterback affected that throw, I think, Chase.
Yes, it was a great rush that time up the middle by the defensive front from the Colts. Got enough pressure to Witten to force an errant pass that time. Just a great defensive play overall. Arkadelphia tried to adjust, but really nothing to do there.
Second down, 21 yards to go. Badgers look to the sideline. They've got to play. The sophomore Kyle Reed is the running back. Witten back to pass. He'll throw a short pass to Reed. He's got some room to the 30, to the 25 and out of bounds. A good gain, and it will make it third down and much more manageable now as they pass the original line of scrimmage.
Started that play at the 34-yard line. We're still waiting on the spot, but that's going to get it all the way back up to the, looks like the 30.
Spot not quite as good as I expected at the 25-yard line. They're going to mark it. So third down and 12 for Arkadelphia. Probably 4 down territory, though. 2 plays to make 12 yards. High snap, but Witten handles it, fires it across the middle, incomplete, just over the head of his intended receiver, who was Latonio Hughes.
Good setup over the middle that time for the Badgers. Unfortunately, just didn't work out as is a little too high for Hughes. But, Jeff, at this point, Arkadelphia well within fourth down territory. We're going to see them go for it here.
Reed is the running back to the left of his quarterback, Donovan Witten. Witten has 3 receivers to his left side. Back to pass. He'll fire the ball downfield. That's complete. That's the ball inside the 15-yard line. That's a first down on a catch by Trip Campbell.
Great job there by Campbell. He's always the man that is willing to step up and do what needs to be done, especially in those late down situations. We've seen him convert a few fourth downs for the Badgers. That's the case again here. It's going to be a Welch Funeral Home first down off of the 13-yard gain.
Ball at the 12-yard line. Witten running. Will throw to the end zone. It is a diving attempt, and it is a touchdown, Arkadelphia. Bailey made a diving catch in the back of the end zone.
What a play there from Bailey, laying out to make a spectacular catch. It was good coverage that time from the secondary for the Colts, but just a greater route there from Bailey, and even greater effort at the end of the play to get the Farm Bureau touchdown, and Arkadelphia draws first blood in this quarterfinal matchup.
Brock Curry on for the extra point attempt. He has done a super job all year long. Left-footed senior kicker. Hold is good. The kick is up, and the kick is perfect. It is Arkadelphia 7 and Rivercrest 0. We'll be back with more Badger football after this.
While you may not be a pediatric surgeon volunteering your topiary talents at a children's hospital, your life is just as unique. Your Raymond James financial advisor gets to know you, your passions, and the way you give back, so you can live your life. That's life well planned.
The strong punt return set up Arkadelphia the first down to have its first possession from the 36-yard line of Rivercrest. And they made good on that. In 6 plays, Arkadelphia got the touchdown. Whitten to Bailey on a 12-yard pass. Extra point by Curry, and it's 7-0 Arkadelphia with 9:16 left in the first quarter.
It was a great drive for Whitten. He went 4 for 6 on that drive, throwing it for 47 yards, and, of course, the ultimate catch there by Bailey to cap off the drive. Beautiful play in the end zone to give Arkadelphia the early lead.
Another kick to the corner. It is going to be touched and bounced out of bounds as Rayner wanted to return it, tried to catch it just before he got to the out-of-bounds line, and it bounced off his hand and out of bounds. So great kick by Curry. No return, and they'll start at the 11-yard line. Good work by the Badgers.
So now we'll see the defense step back out onto the field. Colts did a pretty good job moving the ball on the ground on that last drive. They got 11 rushing yards. Unfortunately, a penalty set them back 5, and they were stopped short of the first down marker. They'll look to keep that momentum rolling in this drive, but avoid the penalties this time around.
Cavante Washington wants to pass. Now he's going to run with the football, and he will just make it back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe he lost a yard on the carry. Looked like he wanted to pass, but then quickly decided to run, and there just wasn't anywhere to go.
Great job there up the middle, and they will call it a loss of 1 that time for Washington. So tough break for Rivercrest on the first play of the drive. Wanting to go forward, start out going backwards. Defense doing a great job of getting the momentum early on this drive and really starting to feast off of that offensive momentum as well. It's always great to have that lead early on in the contest.
Direct snap this time to Rayner, and he will run to his right. He'll cut up the middle of the field. He's hit in the backfield. He's hit by 3 more Badgers in the backfield, and he's down. He is an outstanding player, but that time, once he was in the clutches of a defensive back, I think a linebacker came in and got him. 3 more Badgers got there, and they put him down. They did give him forward progress at the 8, so a loss of a couple, and it is 3rd down and 13. On 3rd down and 13, the Colts will go back to their quarterback, Washington. Under pressure, he steps up, he throws deep. He's looking for a deep receiver in Rayner, and he's got it. And now he runs past the Badgers, and he's going to score. Michael Rayner with a great reception with 2 Badgers near him, and he caught it on the dead run and got the touchdown. A beautiful play, Washington to Rayner, 92 yards for the score.
Just a beautiful scoring strike that time. Rainier running a great route and Rayner catching the ball in stride. And that time it looked like the defender was trying to come up to the ball, thought he had a chance at the pick, but Rayner just sweeps it away and is off to the races. And Rayner in space has great speed, ran right down the right sideline. Nobody was going to catch him. And all of a sudden, Rivercrest right back in it with a PAT here, potentially tying up the ball game once again.
Rayner is their main weapon on offense. He comes in with 46 catches. Also runs the ball, occasionally plays quarterback, as we saw on 2nd down, but on 3rd down and 13, they went 92 yards for a touchdown. Threw deep, completed the pass, and he outran the Badgers for the score. Extra point attempt is up, and it is good. And so, it is Arkadelphia 7, Rivercrest 7. We're in the first quarter, 7:54 left. We'll be back with more Badger football after this.
The Board of Directors at South Central Electric Cooperative believes in the necessity of high-speed internet access in rural South Central Arkansas. South Central Connect was created to fulfill a need other internet providers were not able to provide in our area. South Central Connect, through our local cooperative, brings the necessity of internet service to your house, much like they did electricity in the 1930s. Sign up today at southcentralconnect.net or call 855-269-3429.
It was an 89-yard drive. It took only 3 plays. The first play was a loss of 1. The second play was a loss of 2. But the third play was a 92-yard touchdown pass. Washington, the sophomore quarterback, to Rayner, the junior receiver, and he was able to run under it, make the catch, and outrun the Badgers. Arkadelphia, as you said, Chase, I thought looked like they were in position to make a play on the ball, but Rayner made the play, kept his stride, and got the score. Here's the kick. It's going to be high and short. It will be retrieved at the 25-yard line. Babb with the return. He is crossing the field to the 30. Good speed to the 40-yard line, to the 45, and out of bounds. Excellent return by Carter Babb.
Great job there by Babb, reversing the field, trying to find the edge on the near side here after starting all the way on the far side. Finally found an opening to the right side and kept running for about 10 or 15 yards that time. Credit Rivercrest for getting to the outside that time and containing the edge. but still great field position again for the Badgers. They're going to start just a couple yards shy of midfield. Looks like the crew is going to set up around the 48-yard line here.
Waiting for the ball to be placed. Looks like they're going to put it down at the 47-yard line. So first down from there. Arkadelphia 53 yards away from regaining the lead. As they begin their second possession, Badgers scored on their first possession a 36-yard drive after a good punt return. Donovan Witten at quarterback. He will hand off, but hit immediately in the backfield is Reed, and that's going to be a loss of about 3 yards back to the 44, make it the 43, loss of 4 on the play.
First official rushing attempt of the night for the Badgers, and they're going to call it a loss of 4. Good stop there by the defensive front for the Colts, and that time looked like they were trying to blitz up the middle, almost gotten offsides.
3 receivers, top of the screen, 2 to the bottom. No running back in the formation. Back to pass, Whitten. He'll fake to his right, looks deep. Now he's going to roll to his left, looking downfield. He throws it deep, and that is incomplete, as it was deflected a bit, I believe, or it slipped out of his hand as he was backing up as he threw the ball. It fell incomplete. It's third down for the Badgers, 3rd and 14.
Well, and Jeff, on that play, he was hit as he threw it, too, and so I'm sure that altered the path of the ball as well. Not the best pass we've seen from Whitten for sure, but he was facing some excellent pressure that time, and credit the Colts secondary giving him no options downfield. Wasn't enough time to scramble. He just throws it downfield, and it's going to fall incomplete.
Babb and Campbell, top of the screen. Bottom of the screen, it is Hughes and Bailey. Campbell in motion, back to pass. They're going to throw. It's going to go to the sideline. It's Campbell with the catch, short of the first down, but he's got yardage up to the 47-yard line of Rivercrest.
Nice pass there from Whitten to the outside. Not going to get the first down.
4th down and 4. They got 10 yards, but after that loss on first down, they needed 14. So it's 4th down and 4. Arkadelphia will line up to go for it. Tight formation. They'll send a man in motion. That's going to be Reed. He'll set up far to the right side. Whitten wants to pass. Under pressure. Downfield. He'll fire the ball deep. He's looking for Reed. Reed cannot get there, and there is no call on the play. Arkadelphia fans wanting interference, but no call was made. So it was well defended inside the 10-yard line. Whitten went for the deep pass, but it turns over on downs, and the Colts have the ball and an opportunity now to have some better field position.
Tough break there for Arkadelphia. Just no options again for Whitten downfield, and the defensive front getting enough pressure that time to force a quick pass. It was a pretty good pattern that time.
Ball at the 47-yard line. Rivercrest working on their own side of the field. They'll send a man in motion and get reset now with 3 receivers at the top of your screen, 1 to the bottom of the screen. The quarterback is a sophomore. He's a good one. Washington. He wants to run. He will be hit at the line of scrimmage. He'll get forward progress for a yard or so, and then they're going to push him back. Arkadelphia responding well to the run on first down.
So we've seen the Colts start a couple of their drives trying to go to Washington for the quarterback keeper. That time getting good yardage, a gain of 3, not quite ahead of the sticks. But the Colts are not going to be dissatisfied with the result there on first down.
Yeah, that was
still a good gain.
Good spot right at the 50-yard line. Washington on 2nd down and 7 lines up at quarterback. Rayner goes in motion, but they'll give it to a running back, and he's got some yardage across the 50s to the 45, hit and knocked down at the 44-yard line. Just depends on the spot, but I think he might be a yard, half a yard short, and I also see a flag down that might go against Rivercrest.
Defending for the Badgers, number 14, Nick Williams.
I think he was going to be about a yard short anyway. They'll get 2nd down over again, but after the mark-off, it's going to be 2nd and long. Holding call is against the Colts. Both teams have had some penalty problems early in the game. Ball spotted at the 42-yard line. So it's 2nd down and 15.
Still 2nd down. 2nd down and 16 now for the Colts.
Washington lines up. Tight formation this time. Now they're going to spread it out a bit. You always look for Rayner, number 1. He's quite a good player. And they're going to throw it to the flat. Now a double pass. And Washington is back. He wants to throw it deep. He's got a receiver deep, and it is caught at the 20-yard line. My, that ball hung in the air for quite a while. I do see a flag down, so let's see what that flag might be. Apparently, the change in formation may have been one short in putting men on the line of scrimmage. Now the players who had gone downfield are coming back to the original line of scrimmage. They try to trick play, a double pass, but they didn't rehearse it quite enough because somebody didn't line up correctly. That's what it looks like. Let's see what the officials say. It is going to be a procedure call against the Colts, and so that's going to back them up by 5 more. Tell you what, though, they have not been shy to throw the long pass, and that one was caught. It was just nullified by the penalty.
Not at all when you've got athletes like that who can make plays like what we just saw a few moments ago, catching it in traffic. Why not go downfield, especially against this defense that has been known to not give up many points? Unfortunately for the Colts, they've had good results on those last couple plays, but penalties have set them back. Now got quite a bit of ground to cover as they've already lost about 11 yards on this drive to penalties.
It's still second down. It was 2nd and 7, then 2nd and 15, and now 2nd down and 20. Ball at the 37-yard line. Rivercrest wants to call timeout and talk about it, so they will have a conversation, and we will take a break. It is Arkadelphia 7, Rivercrest 7, still in the first quarter, 5:29 left in the opening period. We'll be back with more Badger football after this.
R&T Dixon's Exxon stores are proud to support this Arkadelphia Badger broadcast. Locally owned and operated by Randy and Tanya Dixon, we welcome you to visit one of our locations in Arkadelphia or Caddo Valley at each I-30 exit. We're also excited to open a bigger and better Tiger Mart at 10th and Pine in Arkadelphia next spring. R&T Dixon's Exxon stores say, "Go Badgers!"
Rivercrest, after the timeout, will have 2nd down and 20, their own 37-yard line, They've got to make it into Arkadelphia territory to the 43 of the Badgers for a first down. Cavante Washington is only a sophomore, Chase. He's got quite an arm.
He threw beautiful pass downfield earlier in the contest to Michael Rayner, who made a great play in traffic. He's going to drop back here and throw.
Washington under pressure is hit. He's sacked. They're backing up inside the 30 now.
The quarterback, Cavante Washington, sacked behind his line of
Great rush up front that time for the Badgers. It was a team effort to get to the ball as he's all the way down back at the 26-yard line. It's going to go down as a loss of 9. And that puts Washington in the negative now for rushing. He'd had a couple of nice little runs, but that time sent all the way back near his own 25-yard line.
Third down, 31 yards to go. Washington back. He's going to roll to his right, looking downfield. Under pressure, he'll throw it to the sideline and miss his intended receiver, who was back near the original line of scrimmage. So it's 4th down and very long, and there's another flag down, this time at the 31-yard line. And the Badgers are clapping as if it is once again against Rivercrest. Yeah, they had an ineligible man. That's a lineman downfield. Arkadelphia will decline it, and it'll be 4th down. Ball at the 26-yard line, so it's 4th down and 31. Rivercrest hurting itself with penalties, and, of course, that sack. Big play for the Badger defense.
Looks like T.J. Scott will punt it away here for the Colts. And back deep to return for the Badgers will be Jaquavis Purifoy.
Purifoy has had one really fine punt return. Arkadelphia looks like they want to go after this kick, though. They will not quite get there, but it's a short kick. Allowed to bounce at the 40 up to the 50-yard line. It's going to roll to the Arkadelphia 45 to the 43-yard line, but that's not bad field position as the Badgers take over in this tie game at 7-7. So Arkadelphia unable to move on its second possession after scoring a touchdown on its first possession. Now they've got a new opportunity, and once again, almost the entire game has been played on one side of the field except for that one long pass that turned into a touchdown for Rivercrest. Otherwise, we're looking to our right here from the press box for the entire first quarter.
It's been a defensive battle all night long so far, with the exception of that one play. Badgers had a nice drive to open up the ball game on their first possession, and they're going to be looking to duplicate those efforts here.
That was a 36-yard touchdown drive. This time they're 57 yards away. Here's a pass, too high, incomplete, over the head of Campbell.
Arkadelphia going to the air a lot here early in this contest. They've run 11 plays from scrimmage up to this point. Only one run play, and that one went backwards as we've seen great containment up the middle from this Colts defensive line.
Running play on second down, and it's going to be a gain of a yard. Not much there. That interior line for Rivercrest is a strong one. 3rd down and 9.
Reed running the ball. He gained a yard. It's
3rd down, 9 yards to go. Babb will line up on the top of the screen along with Campbell, Hughes, and Bailey to the bottom of your screen. And the running back, once again, is Kyle Reed, the sophomore. Donovan Whitnett, quarterback, calls out the snap count. Under some pressure, he fires it, looking for a receiver just over the head of Bailey and incomplete. Rivercrest has done a good job of sending some extra men and putting pressure on Whitten. That time he was hit just as he threw the ball.
And we've seen some good defensive lines face up against this Arkadelphia offensive line. They've been so dominant the past few weeks, though. It's uncharacteristic to see them struggling a bit to contain here. But again, Rivercrest has one of the best defensive fronts that you're going to find in all of 4A. And
on 4th down and 9, excuse me, Chase, Whitten looks like he's going to go for it. Now we'll see if he'll back up and punt the ball. He will step forward. Looks like they're going to go for it. Takes the snap, looks for a pass play. He's going to fire it to the sideline. That's a completion and a 1st down. Beautiful play.
Great pass there from Whitten. Didn't panic, and we talked about it earlier that Trip Campbell is one of the guys that you want to go to in those 4th down situations. That's the case here. He runs a nice out route that time for a Welch Funeral Home 1st down.
16-yard gain. Arkadelphia with a 1st down. Running play, it works this time. Here's Reed right up the middle to the 30, to the 26-yard line. Good run right up the middle for the Badgers.
And Reed is so dangerous when he gets some blocks in space, and Arkadelphia is running very up-tempo right now.
Ball to the 26-yard line. 1st down and 10 for the Badgers. Reed at running back. They'll fake it to him and throw the ball complete to the 15, to the 14-yard line. Nice pass and a good catch by Campbell.
And Campbell already up over 50 yards for the night. 4 catches for 51 yards. He's off to a great start here, and he has the Badgers with another Welch Funeral Home 1st down here.
Ball spotted at the 13-yard line. Badgers are going to send Babb in motion. He'll line up on the right side. And here's the play. Looking to his left. Throws to the back of the end zone. It's caught. Is he inbounds? Yes, that's a touchdown, Arkadelphia.
Trip Campbell does it again, tapping his feet in the left corner of the end zone. We almost saw him score on a play like that last week. This time he was well over the goal line and catches a beautiful ball from Donovan Whitten. And it is another Farm Bureau touchdown here for the Badgers in the 1st quarter. And they are back up on top over the Colts. It's 13-7, and Brock Curry's on now for the PAT.
Brock Curry, every point very important in every game, but maybe especially in this game. Kick is up, and the kick is good. He got it, and so it's Arkadelphia 14, Rivercrest 7. We are still in the 1st quarter, but now we're down to 3:06 left in the opening period of play, and we'll be back with more Badger football after this.
Arkadelphia Tire and Outfitters is locally owned and operated by James and Tara Rollins, who were both raised here and continue to be active in our community. Arkadelphia Tire and Outfitters offers a variety of services from engine and transmission replacements to brakes, front end alignments, tire repair and replacement, and engine diagnosis on most makes and models. Stop by Arkadelphia Tire and Outfitters at 1802 Pine Street or give them a call today at 870-210-5269. Supporting Arkadelphia for years, Arkadelphia Tire and Outfitters says, Go Badgers!
Arkadelphia takes the lead on a 7-play, 57-yard drive. Key plays being a 4th and 9 in which Arkadelphia went for it at its own 44-yard line, made the 1st down, and then the 13-yard pass to the corner of the end zone. Whitten to Campbell. Beautiful catch by Campbell, kept his feet in bounds, and Arkadelphia moves into a 14-7 lead. 3:06 left. We're in the 1st quarter, and Brock Curry is set for the kickoff. Here's the kick. Going to be fielded this time in return from the 18-yard line up to the 20, 25-yard line. Good speed. This is Rayner. He breaks to the outside, but Arkadelphia is there. That's good kick coverage, Chase. And they'll start from the 32.
And Arkadelphia's special teams unit has been solid throughout the year. One of the few times there that we've seen them not stop an opponent inside their own 20-yard line. It was a shorter kick that time from Curry. Only one score against the special teams unit. It came a week ago against Ozark, but really that was an anomaly in what has been a fantastic year for the special teams unit for Arkadelphia.
All right, so Rivercrest was their own worst enemy in their last possession. We'll see if they'll hang it together and if Arkadelphia can play some defense here. Here's a reverse to the right side and some yardage across the 40-yard line. What a good play. Nice run after the pitch coming the opposite direction. Jaden Stovall on the carry.
And Stovall almost has the first down here. He stopped a couple yards short. It'll go down as a gain of 8. But it's going to be a result that the Colts are going to be satisfied with here on first down.
2nd and 2. Let's see if they'll decide to throw deep. They have been tempted to do that a lot. But this is Rayner who'll keep it, and he'll be hitting the backfield. He escapes the tackler. Now he'll cut upfield, and he'll make a first down. Good job to avoid the loss and make the first down by the very talented Michael Rayner.
And he got just enough that time. Colts needed to. They got to. Rayner, so elusive in the backfield. Even when you think you have him down, he finds a way out.
He is lined up right now in the backfield. Let's see if he'll take the direct snap or if they're going to put him in a running back spot. He plays just any position you ask him to. Talented guy. And he's going to take the snap. He will hand it off, though. To the right side it goes. There's some yardage. Arkadelphia will make the tackle, but it's across the 50-yard line on a good carry by Kobe Turner. He is their leading rusher, over 1,000 yards for the year.
And that's his first rush that's going to go in the books tonight, and it's a good gain of 8 yards. Again, a result that they're going to be happy with on first down.
2nd down and 2. They're going to snap it and hand it off one more time. Hit him early, though, but he'll break a tackle and make a first down. Good running. This is a tough team for Rivercrest. They've got the ability to make some yardage after contact.
They've done that a couple times on this drive as, again, the Colts shaking off contact to pick up the first down. That's going to go down as a gain of about 3 or 4.
First down, Rivercrest at the Arkadelphia 44-yard line. You just get the feeling that they want to run until they have a chance to throw deep. This is a team that likes the big play, and they score a lot of points, over 40 points in 8 straight games. Here is a running play, and it's going to gain yardage up to the 40, maybe the 39-yard line. On the carry that time was Marcus Slayton. They do have a number of guys that play both ways. Slayton is by far their leading tackler, so he doesn't run the ball all that often, but he's a big customer, well over 200 pounds. And he did get yardage to the Arkadelphia 39-yard line for a gain of 5.
A 5-yard gain, 2nd down and 5.
Rivercrest avoiding penalties on this drive, and they're moving the football. From the Arkadelphia 39-yard line, they'll hand off. Arkadelphia will make a hit. They'll stop him, not a first down, but a gain for Turner up to the Arkadelphia 37-yard line. That was a short pickup of only a couple, so it's 3rd down and 3. Rivercrest looks to the sideline, still have plenty of time on the play clock. Let's see about the quarter clock, though. We're down to 5 seconds, 4 seconds. I don't think they want to run another play. They're going to let the quarter expire, and they do. So after 1 quarter of play, it's Arkadelphia 14 and Rivercrest 7. We'll be back with more exciting playoff action after this.
Now managed by the Van Dorn Group, Sonic of Arkadelphia is ready to get involved in the Arkadelphia community. With the goal of making improvements to the Arkadelphia restaurant, the Van Dorn Group is committed to making Sonic of Arkadelphia one of the best around. Stop by Sonic of Arkadelphia today for a Route 44 slush or drink to go with the great Sonic burgers, tater tots, or french fries. Top it off with your favorite ice cream treat. Visit Sonic of Arkadelphia on 10th Street today and tell them thanks for their support of the Arkadelphia Badgers.
Jeff Root and Chase Hartzell, it's been a very entertaining game so far. Arkadelphia with a 7-point advantage, but Rivercrest is moving the football.
They've been moving the ball well. We've seen more carries this time for Kobe Turner. You mentioned it earlier, the 1,000-yard rusher for the Colts. He's been one of their top guys. He recorded his first carries of the game on this drive. but his gains have been cut in half every time he's carried the ball. Carried it for 8 on his first carry, then for 4 the next, and 2 on his last play right before the break.
3rd down, 3 yards to go. But this is doubtlessly 4-down territory for Rivercrest. They're going to leave Slayton in the game in the slot to the left side behind the left tackle. And now they're going to make a change. We'll get his name to you momentarily. It is going to be Rayner who gives a handoff to the left side. There's good yardage to the 30. He's to the 26-yard line on the end around. Very nice yardage once again for Jaden Stovall.
Stovall that time getting an excellent gain. It's going to be about 11 yards that time, and it's good enough for a first down. Again, the Colts finding a way to keep the drive alive, going that time to the outside on the run. We know that Arkadelphia is stronger up the middle. That time getting to the outside, getting some really good yardage, getting past the linebackers a bit, but finally brought down.
TJ Scott is in the backfield, and they're going to snap it to Rayner. Rayner runs to the right side. He is looking for yardage and finding some up near the 20-yard line. He's knocked out of bounds. Good pursuit. You got to keep Rayner from hitting that sideline and running to the end zone. He's a very fast player, but Arkadelphia strung it out, so it's a short gain. I say short. He's still got good yardage as they spotted at the 21. So even though they strung him out, he got 6 yards. Rayner will again take the snap as he's playing quarterback right now. Turner, double handoff. This is Slayton. He's got some room. He's inside the 20. He is hit and brought down from behind. A really nice tackle by Berry. It's close to a first down. Let's see.
And the scoreboard showing that they've given it to him, but the
third down, I think.
Showing 3rd down. So some miscommunication here between the scoreboard crew and the crew on the ground. Now they've got the adjustment made.
We'll call it the 18. It's really between the 17 and 18. He needs a yard, though, for a first down. It's 3rd down for Rivercrest. They're going to pitch it. And, ooh, he fell down. It looked like he was going to make it. It just depends on the spot. It's very, very close. And the officials, are they going to want to measure? The chain gang wants to move. And they will. It's going to be a first down. Just did make the first down.
It was 3rd and 1 that time, but he got just enough yardage to move the chains, so the Colts will have a fresh set of downs here. Again, Rivercrest is doing a great job of knowing where the sticks are and doing enough to keep the drive alive. They're going to look to keep that momentum rolling here as they are inside the red zone.
Ball to 17. It's first down and 10. And a handoff to the right side. There's a guy looking for room, and he's going to be hit and brought down. Nick Williams on the tackle. Let's see what the call is going to be. Arkadelphia is a bit upset. The Colts think that this penalty is going to go against them. There was a flag down. It was a good tackle by Williams. On the carry was Turner. Tackle was made at the 16. Would have been a gain of just 1. Let's see. Oh, they're going to say it was a horse collar tackle. Personal foul. Oh, now a face mask. A face mask. Well, I just didn't see that from here. They're going to mark it off half the distance to the goal. Put the ball at the 8-yard line.
So tough break there for Williams, who made a nice tackle. He's one of the best form tacklers, but that time looked like he got a piece of the face mask, and it's going to be shorter distance now for the Colts on first down.
Michael Rayner, up the middle he goes, inside the 5. He'll be brought down at the 3-yard line. Fake that handoff to the left side that has had some success on this drive. He tried the middle and got some yardage. One of the Badgers slow in getting up at the 3-yard line. Let's see if that's where they spot the ball as well.
The ball's at the 3-yard line. There's an official timeout on the field.
And I think we will take a break. We are in the second quarter tonight. The score, once again, has favored Arkadelphia for a while now at 14-7. 10-10 left in the second quarter. But Rivercrest is driving. So we'll be back with more Badger football after this.
You belong at Patterson Federal Credit Union. No matter your financial needs, Patterson has products to help. We offer all types of accounts, savings, Christmas club, and a variety of checking accounts, including one specially tailored to teenagers. Certificates and IRAs are also available. If you're in need of a loan, we can help you with auto, recreation, personal, and home loans. Patterson Credit Union has several strategies to help build or repair credit, including our own credit card program, credit builder loans, and financial counseling. We're proud to have served Clark County for 65 years and look forward to many more years to come. Join us soon. You belong here.
Injured Badger on the play is Cade McBride. He's going to get some help and come off the field. Look like a leg injury. We'll hope that he'll be able to bounce back quickly. In the meantime, Arkadelphia will send in another linebacker. They're deep at that position. And it's the 3-yard line now. 3-yard line. Direct snap this time to Turner. He runs to his left, cuts it up the field, and let's see. Yes, he found the end zone. That's a touchdown for Rivercrest. They're an extra point away from tying the game here in the second quarter, and the most impressive drive of the game so far for the Colts.
Just a great methodical drive there from the Colts. As you mentioned, the ground game was the key that time. You started to see Turner more and more on that drive, and eventually Rivercrest, keeping that momentum rolling, found their way to the end zone. And now Arkadelphia in a spot that we've rarely seen them in the postseason up to this point, tied going into the second quarter. In fact, I believe that hasn't happened up to this point in 2022.
And they're going to try a 2-point play. There's a throw, and it's complete, but there's a flag down. It was a very late addition to the lineup as he came from the sideline and lined up as a receiver. Arkadelphia did not have anyone covering him, and a flag went down immediately. They tried a 2-point conversion, completed the pass, but a flag went down even before the pass was made. It's going to go against Rivercrest, illegal substitution, and they're going to back them up. So now if they go for a 1-point conversion, it's a little bit more difficult kick from 25 yards out. Kicking game is not the strength for Rivercrest. They do not have a field goal this year, although they have made the majority of their extra points. The kick is almost blocked. It is no good. He kicked it off to the left. Arkadelphia maintains a 1-point lead at 14-13. Arkadelphia almost victimized by a late substitution, but it was an illegal substitution. Rivercrest then had to try a 5-yard extra point 5 yards deeper, and they missed it as Arkadelphia put a lot of pressure on that kick. So we'll be back with more Arkadelphia football. The Badgers have the lead, and they'll have the ball when we come back after this.
Whether you realize it or not, you see the work of bats and signs all around Arkadelphia. When you see the Badger equipment trailer on the way to a Badger game, bats and signs did that. When you're watching the Badgers, Tigers, or Reddies and see the signage that just really makes their facilities pop, bats and signs did that too. You see the signage in downtown Arkadelphia, on the campuses of Ouachita and Henderson, or the sign in your neighbor's yard supporting a candidate or their favorite Badger? Yep, Bats and Sign did that too. Longtime residents and supporters of all things Arkadelphia called Mark, Jared, Chris, or Ryan at Bats and Signs today to see what they can do for you.
Second quarter action, Arkadelphia 14, Rivercrest 13. Rivercrest had a 13-play, 67-yard drive for a touchdown, missed the extra point. High kickoff, fair caught at the 30-yard line. Badgers have the ball back and still have a 1-point lead.
Again, at the end of that last drive, chose to go for a fake at the end of the play, but there was an illegal substitution that led to a flag. They had to back up 5 yards, chose to go for the PAT that time, and those extra 5 yards playing against the Colts as it was wide to the left. We'll see how that missed PAT plays into the rest of the contest, but Arkadelphia's got to be happy to still have their lead intact after a great methodical drive, which featured some great ground game play from Rivercrest.
There's good pressure coming from the kicker's right, and he pushed it off to the left. Running play on first down. Here's some yardage for Reed. He's hit. He drops the ball, but falls back on it. Gain of 5 on the play.
Don't see Reed drop the ball too often. That time it looked like it got stripped away just a little bit as he was going down. Still got a gain of 8, which is great.
Gain of 5.
Gain of 5, I'm sorry.
You were being optimistic there, Chase. I like that.
Gave him a couple yards.
Second down, 5 yards to go. They're going to hand off again, and Reed's got some room. That's a first down at the 40 to the 45, 50, 48-yard line. The sophomore's got some speed.
I think that one went at least for 8 yards on that one, Jeff, as he carries it all the way across the 50. It's another Welch Funeral Home first down for the Badgers, as that one's going to go down for a gain of about 18, I believe.
Good run. And they're going to pitch it. Oh, here's in the backfield hit. He will struggle, but Purifoy is not going to make it back to the original line of scrimmage. A loss of a couple on the play. Good penetration by Rivercrest, messed up that play. So second down coming. They're going to spot the ball just on the Rivercrest side of the 50-yard line. Still a loss of 1, second down 11. Badgers have a 1-point lead, but it's not at all comfortable here at Badger Stadium as Rivercrest has an outstanding team, really strong offense. And Arkadelphia would like to stretch out its lead on this drive. They're 49 yards away from doing that. On second down and 11, they're going to run again. Here is Hid in the backfield. And not making yardage on the play is Purifoy. They wanted to use his speed, Chase, but he just couldn't find an opening.
And Purifoy is so dangerous when he gets to the edge. It looked like that's what the Badgers were setting up for there. But he's driven back another yard. And now Arkadelphia facing third and long here. Almost forced to go to the air here, though we have seen Arkadelphia run a few run plays from the situation before.
And this is a running play, but Reed is not going to find a big hole. He gets back to the original line of scrimmage and maybe one more yard. It's fourth down, but in this spot on the field, I would not be surprised to see Arkadelphia go for it. Going to be fourth down and 9 yards as they spot the ball at the 46-yard line, make it 4th and 8. And Reed himself was slow in getting up. Buckley's going to come on. Reed hit hard at the end of that carry.
Fourth down and
we're going to say 8 yards to go after a pickup of 4 to the 46. Ball really between the 46 and 47.
You hate to see players go down like that in the playoffs, but this is where depth comes into play. That's one of Arkadelphia's strengths, and D'Angelo Buckley is a great tailback in his own right.
Flag does go down. That's going to be Rivercrest giving Arkadelphia 5 free yards. Fourth and between 3 and 4 now as they mark it off. Ball spotted just about the 41-yard line. So the Badgers are going to need 3 yards to go. Fourth down and 3. 41-yard line of Rivercrest. Arkadelphia looks to the sideline. 5 receivers in the game. No running backs in on fourth down and 3. Whitten himself, of course, can be an awfully good runner. Rivercrest lines up, putting a lot of men near the line of scrimmage like they want to come after the quarterback. Whitten standing in the pocket. Now he will run, and he will make a yard, but he won't make the 3 that he needs. They're going to blow the whistle, and Rivercrest will take over on downs. Whitten really upset. He got so close, but he couldn't push his way over. They're going to spot the ball between the 39 and 40-yard line. First down and 10 for Rivercrest.
They will have the ball at the 39-yard line.
Whitten is so strong. He's not going to shy away from contact. We've talked about it a few times this season. He started out his varsity career as a linebacker and then started to move into the quarterback position. In fact, he's got an offer right now from the University of Arkansas as a preferred walk-on at linebacker. That time, trying to use his strength and his size to his advantage, just couldn't push forward. Great containment up the middle by Rivercrest.
The quarterback is Rayner. He wants to throw. He does. It is caught, and there's a gain down the sideline. He got it to Turner. It was not a beautiful pass. He was hit as he threw, but he got it there. And a good run after the catch. In fact, instead of Turner out there blocking, instead it was the young man who's made quite an impression here, Jaden Stovall, with another good play. First down at the 40-yard line of Arkadelphia.
Stovall, not one of the names that you heard of really going into this game, but he's been a crucial part of this Rivercrest offense throughout the year. He's made some good plays behind the scenes, and right now those plays really factoring in.
Rayner to the left side will get some yardage, brought down with a gain of about 3, maybe 4 yards on the carry. He's got great speed, but could not make it to the sideline and cut it up the field. Going to be a gain of 4 as they put the ball to the Arkadelphia 36-yard line.
Rayner's got such great acceleration, especially when he gets to the outside. And, Jeff, this is probably no surprise to the Colts fans who are listening tonight, but already Rayner over 100 yards of offense for the night, and I'm sure he's going to add to that total before we're all said and done here.
He's got over 2,000 for the season in all-purpose yards. Quite a player, only a junior at Rivercrest. He is playing quarterback again on this drive. He will hand it off. Right up the middle it goes to Turner, but Turner didn't get very much this time. He crossed the 35, made it to the 34-yard line. Interior line, defensive ends all made the tackle. Max Wilson in there. Caden Young also. That was a gain of just 2, so it's 3rd down and 4. On 3rd and 4, Turner is the running back. Quarterback is Rayner. They look to the sideline. They haven't had Washington, their sophomore quarterback, who's their passer. He hasn't been in lately. But Turner just hit a big 21-yard pass himself. He wants to run. He's coming to the right side. He's hit in the backfield and dropped. Marvion Berry with a big play.
Berry, one of the top 2 Badgers in terms of tackles this season. He and Williams, probably the 2 best tacklers on the squad, both in terms of numbers and in form. That time able to wrap up the ball carrier. Rayner is not an easy guy to bring down. Even when you think you've got him down, he usually finds a way to escape. Not the case here for the senior linebacker for the Badgers, going and making a great play in the open field and driving Rayner back, something we haven't seen too many times tonight.
4th down between 6 and 7. The ball is just across the 37-yard line. Back the football might even be touching it. And they're going to need between 6 and 7. It is 4th down, and they're obviously going to go for it here in Arkadelphia territory. Michael Rayner is the quarterback. Next to him, their best running back, Kobe Turner. They've been getting some yardage wide, but not on the last play. That was a loss. Timeout has been called. That is Rivercrest calling the timeout. They want to think about this 4th down play, and so we'll take a break also. It's an exciting game as we expected here at Badger Stadium in the second quarter with 4:17 left before halftime. It's Arkadelphia 14, Rivercrest 13. We'll be back after this.
Imagine a place where children can feel safe, a place where kids are empowered and accepted. In this place, you are special, you are unique, you are loved. Imagine a place where you can have fun every single day. We are that place.
This is the 5th possession for Rivercrest. They scored on their 2nd possession, scored again on their 4th possession. Number 5 is an odd number, so they should not score. That's my theory, Chase. They don't score on the odd-numbered possessions.
Well, hopefully that theory proves true here. Rivercrest got a good start to the drive, but here the Arkadelphia defense has done a good job of stalling it out. How about Marvion Berry prior to the break making an open field tackle, taking on Rayner, and now it looks like we're going to see Rayner again at quarterback, though he does have Turner right behind him.
They are probably the best 2 offensive players on this team. They're both in the backfield now. He's going to hand it to Turner. Turner is hit. He spins. He's very close, but Arkadelphia thinks he's short. Let's see what the officials say. They're going to spot it just short of the 30-yard line. I don't think he got there. He did not get there. Ball between the 30 and 31, and Arkadelphia will take over on downs.
Not a bad play call there for the Colts on 4th down, as they're going to be stopped, I believe, even less than a yard shy of that first down marker. It is right at the 30-yard line. But Arkadelphia is going to take over with the nose of the ball right there at the start of the 31-yard line, their own 31-yard line. New drive here for Arkadelphia.
Both offenses stopped, turning it over on downs. Arkadelphia now with a new chance to stretch out its 1-point lead. Here's a running play right up the middle. That's good yardage. Up to the 40, to the 45-yard line, to the 50-yard line. What great work by Buckley across the 50 to the 48.
Great job there by Buckley, fighting for every yard. He's going to get 21 yards on that carry. And about the last 5 or 10 were the fruits of his own effort on those second chances. Got some help from his blockers as well, and that's going to be good enough for a Welchfield home first down.
From the 48, a carry this time. Good hit by Rivercrest. He only got 1 yard up to the 47-yard line. 2nd down, 9 coming for the Badgers. Good to have depth at running back, isn't it? Reed got a little shaken up. Buckley comes right in. They run a rotation anyway. Buckley's got fresh legs, looking very strong here. 2nd down and 9 for the Badgers. Purefoy was in motion. Now he's on the right side. Pass play. Witten wants to throw. He will fire a completion, and that's a run for yardage by an offensive lineman. Oh, my gosh. He just fired the ball, and the lineman caught it. I think he was trying to get rid of it, but he fired it into the hands of an offensive lineman who ran about 15 yards with the ball. You just can't do that, unfortunately. That is not in the rule book, and there's a flag down at the 48-yard line of Arkadelphia. Goodness gracious. Well, thrilling for a moment for the fans until they saw what number was running with the ball, and that's an offensive lineman's number.
Looked like that was Nigel Robinson who had the ball, and I think he made a case for maybe playing some tight end on a few formations. Not going to be a legal play that time, as you mentioned, Jeff, but still a nice run after the catch that time. Made a few moves in the secondary as well.
Witten was wrapped up, but I don't think a whistle had blown, so I think it was a pass. It just happened to be right to and caught by the offensive lineman. So he's not a legal receiver, and they may call intentional grounding, so let's just see what the officials will say. There are 2 flags down, but I think it's the same penalty. Illegal touch against Arkadelphia and a loss of down as a result. So they'll spot the ball back where the pass was made at the 47 of Arkadelphia. Loss then of 6 on the play. It's 3rd down and 15. 3rd and 15 for the Arkadelphia Badgers. Witten will send Buckley in motion. Now they'll line him up on the right side, top of your screen. 3 receivers to the bottom of your screen, and now a Colt wants to blitz but didn't wait for the snap. They got 5 yards back.
And that about erases the effect of the previous penalty, as that'll move the Badgers all the way back to the original line of scrimmage for this set of downs. Beat him with the hard count that time. Finally got a Colt to jump off sides. He was trying to blitz around the left edge that time, just a little bit early.
Yeah, he went a good 5 yards on the wrong side of the line of scrimmage. Back to pass is Witten. He wants to throw deep. He will fire it deep, looking for a receiver. He's got him at the 5, tackled at the 2. 1st down and goal, Arkadelphia.
And that's Jaquavis Purifoy, the sophomore, stepping up with a huge catch here. He's all the way down to the 2-yard line. That's going to be a gain of 45 yards, and that is more than enough for a Welch Funeral Home 1st down.
1st down and goal, Arkadelphia. Well, we've seen an arm from the sophomore quarterback Washington for Rivercrest, but nobody's got a bigger arm than Mr. Witten. Deep pass, hit his target. From the 2-yard line, Witten will throw it into the flat. Here's Hughes. He's hit at the 5, but he escapes that. Touchdown, Arkadelphia.
Jaquavis Purifoy comes up with the catch for Arkadelphia that time, getting to finish off what he started on that last play. A Farm Bureau touchdown here for the Badgers, and it couldn't come at a better moment with less than 3 minutes to go here in the 1st half. Arkadelphia now up by 7 points. But, Jeff, we talked about it all postseason long. You got to have contributions from the veterans and from your younger guys. How about that time, the senior quarterback throwing it out on a short pattern to the sophomore wide receiver, and he gets a crucial score here for the Badgers late in the 1st half.
Jaquavis Purifoy playing a bigger and bigger part of this offense as the season continues. And the flag goes down before they get the play underway. 2:51 left. Arkadelphia has a 7-point lead. This is a very important extra point, though. You want to keep that 8-point lead. You want to have an 8-point lead. And Purifoy gets the touchdown, but now the extra point, very important, from 25 yards out. Rivercrest missed an extra point that was this length. Curry, though, will get it there. He's just got to keep it straight for 5 extra yards. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and the kick is right down central. Arkadelphia 21, Rivercrest 13. 2:51 left, 2nd quarter. We'll be back after this.
Rise Counseling and Diagnostics is a member of the Pediatrics Plus family and offers behavioral health services to children, teens, and families. Their goal is to identify and address the needs of every client individually for their emotional, intellectual, social, and academic goals. Rise provides an array of individual and family counseling services as well as learning disability testing. You can receive services at the Pediatrics Plus Arkadelphia Clinic on 702 Hickory here in Arkadelphia or via telehealth. To learn more about how they can serve your family, visit riseforfamilies.com.
Arkadelphia stretches its lead to 21-13 on the 6-play, 69-yard drive after the defense chase held on downs. Very quickly, Arkadelphia got down the field and got the touchdown.
And Jaquavis Purifoy, the sophomore, really the star of that drive. A couple of catches, the big one being the 45-yard catch that set up for the 2-yard touchdown reception on the next play. Great effort there from the sophomore. Donovan Witten again accurate on this drive. Perfect 2 for 2 on the drive passing. Got some good runs from Buckley as well. But Arkadelphia now in a better spot with the final 3 minutes now underway here in the first half, as it's going to be a legal procedure here on the opening kickoff of the drive.
Yeah, they purposefully kicked to the corner, and it worked beautifully on an earlier kickoff when Rayner dropped it out of bounds with a no return at all. But this time he let it bounce, and it bounced directly out of bounds. So from the 35-yard line, 1st down and 10, Rivercrest. They've been able to move the ball. They have a couple of touchdowns. This is a high-scoring team. They've scored over 40 points in all of their 8 consecutive wins here in the latter part of the season and the first 2 weeks of the playoffs. Only one loss to a 4A team. That was Pocahontas. That's why they are the number 2 seed. Long pass, wobbling downfield, and it is broken up and incomplete. Really well played.
And stepping up that time was Michael Brownlee. He was the one that issued the hit, and Nick Williams was also there in coverage. Great job there by the Arkadelphia secondary, teaming up to make sure that ball fell incomplete.
Chase, Arkadelphia has guys deep when they throw deep, but not many teams have thrown deep on a regular basis against Arkadelphia. You've got to get used to judging those deep balls, and the receivers for Rivercrest are more accustomed to it, and so they've had the advantage early in the ball game, but now Arkadelphia responding well. There is a player for Rivercrest who is injured, so we are going to take a break. We'll be back with more action in just a moment. We are in the second quarter, 2:44 left before halftime. Arkadelphia 21, Rivercrest 13. We'll be back after this.
Everyone's known for something. Ours is simple. At the Southwest Auto Collection and iDriveSWA.com, you get the absolute lowest price on America's best brands. Ford, Lincoln, Chevy, GMC, Buick, and Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. The best selection and the lowest prices guaranteed. And we deliver anywhere in the state, plus tires for life. It really is that simple. Visit us today, the Southwest Auto Collection, I-30 exit 78 in Arkadelphia, or online at iDriveSWA.com.
It is 55 degrees here at Badger Stadium. Chase, I think that's warm enough that a trip to Dairy Queen after the game is warranted. What do you say?
I agree. A lot of great options to choose from over there. We're so glad to have them now in Arkadelphia. It makes for a great post-game treat.
So glad that they are a sponsor of our games. I want to say thank you to all of our sponsors. Our first quarter sponsor was Taylor King Law. Second quarter, which you are enjoying right now, Turner, Rogers, Manning, and Plyler. 2nd down and 10, Rivercrest lines up. Their injured player was helped off the field, and they're going to run the ball right at Arkadelphia. No gain at all. No gain at all.
And that's what Coach Shucker likes to refer to as seeing a bunch of blue jerseys flying to the ball. That's exactly what the Badgers are hoping for on every play, so nothing to complain about there on that set. Really no momentum going on that play for the Colts, and they're going to be faced with a 3rd and long situation. Looks like they're going to take their time getting back to the line.
On 3rd down and 10, Rayner will be the quarterback. Now, he's their best receiver. He's got 46 catches on the year coming into this game, but they do play him at quarterback on occasion, and that's where he is right now. Obviously, he can run the ball as well as receive. He'll take the snap. He wants to throw it. Now he's going to run. Coming to his right side, he's under pressure. He escapes it up to the 40, to the 45. What good speed. He stepped out of bounds just after he got the first down. Oh, Arkadelphia almost had him in the backfield, but Rayner just has excellent speed, Chase, and he got the first down.
And Max Wilson almost wrapping up Rayner in the backfield that time. He made a good approach, but just slips out of his reach. He hits the near sideline and runs for a good piece of yardage that time. It's enough for the first down and a few more yards, I believe. That's going to keep the drive alive here for the Colts, and now they'll go into the 4-minute offense more than likely.
Playoff football, they just want to keep the ball in the hands of their best player. Rayner's going to keep it again, but he's hit immediately. Big hit by Wilson as he got to the line of scrimmage. He'll fall forward and maybe get a yard.
And that time, Wilson getting a little bit of revenge that time after the ball carrier eluded his grasp the last play. He's able to make up for it here, stopping the forward momentum, but still it is forward momentum for the Colts. They're going to get a couple.
2nd down, 8 yards to go. They do spot it at the 49-yard line. knocking on the door of Arkadelphia territory. We are late in the second quarter. Wanting to pass. Turner will throw the ball downfield, knocked down. Beautiful defensive play. Wonderful play by Brownlee.
Brownlee reaching up that time. It looked like it was going to be a beautiful ball right to the wide receiver, but the sophomore reaching up, making a great play. Couldn't quite corral it, but had the wherewithal there to bat it away, make sure it hit the ground. And now it's third down again for the Colts.
That is a wonderful play in the secondary. Third down and long. They'll leave in Rayner at quarterback. He can't throw the ball to himself. He wants to pass. Now he's going to run. He'll make some yardage. Caught, strung down, and they're going to get him. It looked like he'd fall forward and get a first down, but he couldn't do it. Arkadelphia will call timeout, and it is fourth down. Let's keep it right here, Chase, because this is a very important fourth down play. You can go for it here if you're Rivercrest. Try to keep this drive alive, but if you turn it over to Arkadelphia, the Badgers will be about 55 yards or so away from pay dirt with still 1:03 left before the fourth down play.
It's an important decision upcoming here for Rivercrest. But honestly, this time it may be the benefits outweighing the risks, because you look at this, you punt the ball away to Arkadelphia, you pin them way back in their own territory. You've got a lot more reward going for it on fourth down. You're in four-down territory. You can keep the drive alive. And it's also worth noting, Jeff, too, that Arkadelphia is going to receive the opening kickoff, and you know they'll have their eyes set on the end zone. This has been a game of time possession thus far for the Colts, and they don't want to give the Badgers more opportunities than they have to. That's why I believe that they're going to go for it here on fourth down. We could see a punt, but it's looking like we're going to see him go for it on fourth down.
They need between 3 and 4 yards. The ball is just short of the Arkadelphia 46-yard line. They've got to make it to the 43-yard line. I think you're right. They're going to go for it. Austin Elrod lines up offensively. They've had good work from about 3 or 4 receivers, but Turner is their best running back, and he's in the backfield with Rayner. Rayner lining up at quarterback, takes the snap. He runs the option, he's hit, he tips the ball, it's loose, and Arkadelphia has it. Berry with the recovery at the 45-yard line of Rivercrest. They will call it an incomplete pass, but it's fourth down, so the Badgers get the ball. Just field position will be affected by the incompletion. That's a close call. He was trying to get it outside and apparently did throw a forward pass, I should say, Chase. So instead of the 40, Arkadelphia gets it at its own 46-yard line, but the Badgers still have 59 seconds left and the big arm of Mr. Whitten.
And it was tough to tell that time if the ball was going forwards or backwards, but it doesn't matter. It's a heads-up play there by Marvion Berry that's going to end the drive for the Colts, and it's going to give the Badgers another opportunity here with great field position. That time looked like they were trying to go for a bit of an option pitch or maybe a little screen pass that time. Didn't work out, and now a huge opportunity for Arkadelphia. They're going to start with 4 wide.
Arkadelphia wants to pass. Whitten looks deep downfield. He throws it deep across the middle of the field. He's got a receiver. Cannot quite get there. Babb stretched out, but couldn't quite reach it. Incomplete.
And Babb's got some of that sneaky speed. He's able to get around the edge sometimes, and he was able to beat his man that time, but the ball was just a bit out of his reach. He laid out for it. Still a great setup for the Badgers. If that one was just maybe even a few inches closer, that would have been a huge completion for Arkadelphia, setting up for a first and goal situation. And if Babb retained his balance, probably looking at a score.
Wow, what a great effort by Babb. What a nice deep throw, but just a little bit off. He did beat 2 defenders to get close to the ball. Second down and 10. They'll send a blitz in, but he'll throw a short pass, and it's incomplete. Third down and 10. Still 47 seconds left.
And we saw Whitten start out the game with a few incompletions, got pressured a bit. He's been very consistent over his last several drives, but a couple of incompletions to start off this drive. Campbell's been his top man to go to over the course of the first half. We haven't seen him go to him for a while, but that time trying to get some solid yardage, just a little bit of miscommunication. It's going to bring up third down.
Arkadelphia lines up with no running backs. So will Rivercrest try to send somebody to the quarterback? They do. Safety blitzing on the play, throw across the middle. That's a great catch. Oh, he couldn't hold it. Almost a great catch at the 40-yard line of Rivercrest. They put pressure on the quarterback that time, and he threw it just a little bit off. deep downfield and incomplete. It's 4th down, and Arkadelphia still has 42 seconds left, but 4th down now from your own 41 or 46-yard line. Let's see what the Badgers decide to do.
And Witten is going to back up here, so we'll likely see him punt the ball away.
Here's the punt. It is high. It is deep. There's no one deep to receive the punt. It's going to bounce inside the 15, inside the 10. It's going to roll inside the 5. It's going to roll dead at the 4-yard line of Rivercrest with 31 seconds left. Rivercrest has to start at its own 4.
And Donovan Witten can just about do it all, can he, Jeff? 50 yards that time on the punt from Witten, and it's a beauty, downing the Colts inside their own 5-yard line. And now the pressure back on Rivercrest's offense. Didn't know if they were going to get back out on the field prior to the break. They will get another opportunity here, and probably just going to try to keep the ball past the goal line here in the shadow of their own goalpost here down at the 4-yard line.
They do have a 92-yard touchdown pass already in this game, so let's just see if they want to throw it deep. Just really depends on who they put at quarterback, so let's wait and see. 3 guys in the backfield. Looks like Rayner's going to take the snap, or maybe Turner will. They don't have their passing quarterback in the game. They're running end around. He's hit near the goal line and knocked down at the 1. Goodness.
Colts are not going to be forced to run another play here prior to the break, and I doubt it if they did.
Kind of a dangerous thing to run the end around. He was in the end zone for a moment, and then he got out. They'll mark it at the 2-yard line. 2nd down and 12. They will not run another play. We've reached halftime. At halftime here at Badger Stadium, All-Care Field on the campus of Arkadelphia High School. It's the Arkadelphia High School Badgers leading in the contest with 21 to Rivercrest 13. We'll be back with the halftime show, sponsored by Southern Bancorp after this.
At Southern Bancorp, we are wealth builders for everyone. We see building wealth as helping people succeed in creating strong financial futures. For some, it's having tools to build credit and buy a first home. For others, working with our award-winning SBA team to launch or grow a small business. And still others might use our unique savings plan today to save for tomorrow's dreams. Wherever you are on your wealth building journey, Southern Bancorp can help. Stop by or visit banksouthern.com to get started. Southern Bancorp, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey, I didn't order any pizza.
Jake from State Farm. After you saved me so much dough on insurance with that Parker promo, I devised a promo for you.
Here's the deal, Parker. State Farm offers everyone surprisingly great rates.
Right. Pepperoni pockets, cuckoo crusties.
There's no promo, it's just great rates.
And a cider ranch.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Austin Wingfield in Arkadelphia today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Under perfect conditions, your car traveling at 65 miles per hour can stop in about 300 feet. That's the length of a football field.
But a fully loaded tractor trailer, one that weighs 80,000 pounds, will take 2 football fields to stop. And that's if the driver is rested, paying attention, and the truck and load is properly maintained.
If you're in an accident with a big truck, call 1-800-CAR-WRECK.
Get the experienced team that's going to be on your side, by your side.
Price & Company Insurance is the area's only trusted choice independent insurance agency. What is that, you might ask? An independent insurance agency works for you, the customer, and not the insurance companies. So the next time you're shopping for home, auto, business, life, or health insurance, we invite you to experience an unprecedented level of customer service and expertise. Call or click for a quote today.
Eccles, Thompson, and Kneebone CPA, we seek to provide accounting, tax, and financial planning services to individuals and small businesses with proficiency and integrity. Serving Arkadelphia since 1977, our staff looks forward to meeting your financial goals of today and also becoming your financial advocate for life. Visit us at 205 North 25th Street or call 246-8991 today. Eccles, Thompson, and Kneebone LTD says Go Badgers.
Welcome back to All Care Field at Badger Stadium. Chris Babb here as the Arkadelphia Badgers lead the Rivercrest Colts 21-13 at halftime of the 4A state quarterfinals. The winner of tonight's game will advance to the 4A state semifinals, and there are 8 teams left in Class 4A. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the scores from around the state in 4A, and then we'll give you some other interesting scores as well. Nashville and Elkins, if you had the, well, I don't think anybody has over-unders on high school sports, but if you had the under, you're in trouble. Elkins leads Nashville 42-27, and that is still in the second quarter. So 69 points put up so far before halftime in Elkins. That game way up in northwest Arkansas. The Elkins Elks, the 1 seed from the 4A1, leading the Nashville Scrappers, the 3 seed from the 4A7, 42-27 in the second quarter. Obviously, the Arkadelphia Rivercrest score 21-13 at halftime. Halftime also in southeast Arkansas and Bradley County as Warren leads Malvern 14-0. Malvern, the 2 seed from the 4A7, traveling down to southeast Arkansas. Place that Arkadelphia has been a few times. Other 4A scores, the other one is the winner of this game will face the winner of McGee-Harding Academy. That one being played at Harding Academy at First Security Stadium on the campus of Harding University. And McGee, the 2 seed from the 4A8, leads Harding Academy 14-0 at halftime. So the McGee Owls have played Harding Academy 3 times in the last 3 years in the 3A state playoffs. They gave up totals of 60, 63, and 71 to Harding Academy in those last 3 years, and they have held Harding Academy off the board in the first half. So McGee 14, Harding Academy 0 at halftime. So interesting development there as Harding Academy will try to come back and win that game. And if Harding Academy wins, the winner of this game will travel to Searcy next week for the 4A state semifinals. If McGee wins, the winner of this game, I believe, would host. Don't really remember how it falls on the bracket if it's Rivercrest and McGee, but regardless, the good chance if the winner of this game would host if McGee holds true to form. 7A's in the semifinals. Bryant leads Conway 35-5 at halftime. Bentonville leads Cabot 6-0 at halftime. Also in 6A, the semis are tonight. These championship games will be taking place next week. Pulaski Academy 40, Little Rock Catholic 28. That's in the second quarter, so 68 points put up in that first half at War Memorial Stadium. The other 6A semifinal, Greenwood hosting Benton, and Greenwood leads Benton 17-14 at halftime. 5A, also in the semis tonight, Little Rock Parkview leads Robinson 14-6 at halftime. That's at Charlie George Stadium on Highway 10. Arkadelphia's been there a few times as well. And then at Champion Stadium in Springdale, the Shiloh Christian Saints, place that Arkadelphia's been a few times too, the Shiloh Christian Saints lead Camden Fairview 21-7 at halftime. So in the 7A, if it holds to form, it would be Bryant and Bentonville. Bentonville's in a tougher one than Bryant is. I think Bryant's kind of got that one locked up. It's 35-5. In 6A, Pulaski Academy leads Catholic, and Greenwood leads Benton. 5A, Parkview leads Robinson at halftime, and Shiloh Christian leads Camden Fairview. Both of those are relatively close. One possession game. Parkview over Robinson 14-6, Shiloh Christian up by 2 scores. And then again, the 4A games that we talked about, Elkins leads Nashville 42-27 in the second quarter. Malvern trails Warren 14-0 at halftime. Charleston and Harding Academy trailing McGee 14-0. In 3A, Charleston is leading Newport 42-0, so that one is also a quarterfinal game. That will enter the sportsmanship rule in the second half. Boonville and Osceola are tied at 14. Melbourne and Glenrose also tied at 14. And Prescott and Risen almost tied at 14. Risen leads that one 14-13 at halftime. So in 3A, you got 3 really close games, and then one that looks like Charleston's going to roll away with that. 2A, Mount Ida and Carlisle tied 13-13 at halftime. And in the other 2A semifinal, Hazen leads East Poinsett County 34-14. Again, your score here at halftime, as you see on the screen, Arkadelphia 21, Rivercrest 13. We've got a few minutes left in halftime. We'll take a break, and when we come back, Chase Hartzell will have a statistical update for the Badgers in the first half. as you're watching ArkadelphiaBadgerTV.com, and we'll be back after this timeout. As a family-owned sporting goods supplier since 1950, Southwest Sporting Goods understands the value of customer service and is committed to providing the best quality customer service and merchandise available. Southwest Sporting Goods is located in Arkadelphia, but also has salesmen that cover the entire state of Arkansas to help ensure that their customers will receive the best customer service and pricing that can be found. Southwest Sporting Goods, located in downtown Arkadelphia, supporting the Badgers since 1950.
Locally owned and operated, Java Primo is the official coffee house of ArkadelphiaBadgerTV.com. At Java Primo, amazing coffee is just the beginning. In addition to coffee, drinks, and desserts, we also have wonderful options for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Shop our gift selection 24/7 online at javaprimo.com or visit us on Main Street in historic downtown Arkadelphia. Java Primo Coffee House, Cafe, and more says, Go Badgers!
Turner Rogers Manning & Plyler CPA is a longtime supporter of the Arkadelphia Public School District. Turner Rogers Manning & Plyler has established a reputation for providing clients with outstanding services that include auditing, accounting, and tax and business consulting. Contact Turner Rogers Manning & Plyler today at 870-246-4563 or by visiting them at 305 Professional Park Drive in Arkadelphia. Turner Rogers Manning & Plyler says, Go Badgers!
Doctors Gary and Rob Rucker are proud sponsors of this Arkadelphia Badger broadcast. Dr. Gary and Rob Rucker supporting the Badgers since 1996.
Get real attention on your auto insurance. Get real auto, home, and life insurance. Get Farm Bureau Insurance.
Call Clark County Farm Bureau today at 870-246-4554. Locally owned and operated, Welch Funeral Home has been serving the Arkadelphia community since 2005. Our goal at Welch Funeral Home is to offer every family that will allow us to serve them the most caring, dignified, professional service at the most affordable price. With over 40 years of experience in the funeral home industry, owner Tim Welch and Welch Funeral Home have also been longtime supporters of the Arkadelphia Badgers and Lady Badgers. Contact Welch Funeral Home at 870-230-1400 or visit them at 202 South 4th Street near downtown Arkadelphia. Welcome back to the Southern Bancorp halftime show. Arkadelphia 21, Rivercrest 13. Chris Babb, Chase Hartzell. Normally have Jim Rothwell, but he was not able to be here again this week. And so Chase has been doing double duty on stats and color. And so Chase is going to give us a statistical report. Coleman Callan, as Chase mentioned earlier, is home for Thanksgiving break. So we thank Arkadelphia High School student Elias Erickson for running our camera. First time he's done it tonight, and he's done a great job, and we appreciate Elias. So Chase, take us over some of the first half statistics. Arkadelphia leads 21-13. Give us some of those Badger offense first half stats.
All right, thank you, Chris. As always, the passing game has been a crucial part of this offensive attack for the Badgers in the first half. Donovan Witten's got 19 passing attempts up to this point. He's had a few miscommunications, including on that last drive. He went 0 for 3 passing, but really that was an anomaly on what was a great a great middle to the first half there. He had a little bit of trouble getting going, but he got 10 completions. He threw for 146 yards and 3 touchdowns. We'll break down the receiving in just a few moments. But before that, we'll take a look at the rushing attack. Kyle Reed had a pretty good night. He did go down for a minute, so D'Angelo Buckley relieving him for a little while, but before he left the game, he had 6 carries for 39 yards. He's averaging 6.5 yards per carry, and D'Angelo Buckley hasn't gotten too many attempts on the ground, but he's gone 2 times for 22 yards, including a 21-yard run, his first of the night. He's averaging 11 yards per carry, and then really you look at the last 3 players here, not too much going for Jaquavis Purifoy, and as well as Latonio Hughes and Donovan Witten. For Hughes and for Purifoy, they both have -1 yard on 1 attempt, and then Donovan Witten has 1 yard for 1 attempt. But overall, the team right now rushing for 60 yards. They're averaging about 5.5 yards per carry as a unit, so not too bad there. And then in the receiving corps, it's been a great night. A couple of standout performances. Jaquavis Purifoy had a great finish to the half, including 2 catches and 48 yards on the last scoring drive of the first half for the Badgers. He had a 46-yard reception and then hauled in a 2-yard reception for a touchdown just moments later. and that is one of 3 scores for Donovan Witten. The other one was to Trip Campbell, who had a great drive as well, 3 catches in one drive. But overall for the night thus far, it's been one of his best games. 5 catches. He leads the team in that category. He also leads the team in yardage with 64 yards and the aforementioned touchdown. And then Kyle Reed also had 1 catch out of the backfield. He had that one for 9 yards. And then Evan Bailey, it's been a solid start to the night, including a touchdown score. Made a great diving catch for the first score of the game for the Badgers. He caught that one, 2 receptions, 25 yards, and a touchdown. That brings you to the final total of 10 receptions, 146 receiving yards, and 3 scores through the air. So really that air attack's been crucial in this game.
206 yards of offense by our calculations. Surely the Excel spreadsheet wouldn't mess up numbers, would it? Maybe the input off every once in a while. But 206 yards of offense, 146 through the air, 60 on the ground. Arkadelphia has had a couple of chunk plays. You mentioned a couple of double-digit yard runs. But for the most part, and a couple of those negative plays were on a couple of, maybe misdirection plays trying to get something going around the outside. But Arkadelphia, you think of the passing offense, and they do throw for more so than they pass. But overall, the total yardage has been closer to 50-50 for the season than you might expect. But tonight, it's been primarily through the air, 150 of 200, almost 75% of the offense tonight through the air.
And really that's because the air attack, usually you think of it the run setting up the pass, but a lot of times this year it's been the pass setting up the run. And you're right, the attack has been fairly balanced when you look at those numbers throughout the season. Kyle Reed has had some great runs. D'Angelo Buckley, when he gets around the edge, he's very dangerous as well. And we've seen that a few times here tonight too, but mostly because the pass set up those running opportunities. It was a great run up the middle for Kyle Reed there in the second quarter. He was in the negative over his first couple of carries, but now well into positive yardage, averaging 6.5 yards per carry. Of course, we haven't seen him that much since he went out. Don't know if it's an injury or if they're just trying to rest him here, but D'Angelo Buckley stepped up, taking his spot, and has carried on the running attack. It's been very successful up to this point.
It has been a physical football game. Cavante Washington, the quarterback for Rivercrest, went out. He was not in the last few drives, so we'll be able to try to tell if we can see anything about Washington when the Colts come back out from halftime. You mentioned Kyle Reed, see what his status is when the teams start coming out. Cade McBride also went out with an injury. He's not been back in, and so we'll see if McBride is available. The thing about that, though, there are some positions that are deep, and when you have deep positions, that helps you if you do lose a player. Arkadelphia rotates 6 players in regularly at that linebacking core. 3 players, 3-player rotation every 3 plays. And so now instead of having 3 starting linebackers and losing 1, you have 6 who play the same amount of time, and now you're down to 5. That's a little bit better spot to be in if it's as opposed to if it was a quarterback or a starting running back. So it will be interesting to see after the teams come out. We have just under 5 minutes to go in the Southern Bancorp halftime report. The Arkadelphia Badgers lead at Rivercrest 21-13. Arkadelphia will have the ball coming out, and I know when Arkadelphia called the timeout at 3rd and 8, or at 3rd down and 8, 4th and 8, really wanted to get that ball back with a minute left in the short field or 60-yard field. Try to go for the big ball on the first possession, and it wasn't there, and then try it again. But I know Arkadelphia really wanted to put one in the end zone to try to build on that lead coming out. Now, instead, when they come back, they'll have a chance, if they can get some things together offensively, to make this a 2-possession game.
And really all it was on that last drive was just a little bit of miscommunications or just the slightest bit off. You mentioned that first pass. Great play call. The ball was just had a little bit too much on it, and it was just out of the reach of Carter Babb. He did make a great play on the ball, but couldn't quite corral it. And he had another tough pass that he couldn't quite come up with later. But really just a few miscommunications that with just a few tiny alterations, that's going for solid yardage each time. We'll see if those adjustments have been made at the break, and I wouldn't be surprised if they have. But Arkadelphia has got to be feeling pretty good about where they are, looking to create some separation here going into the second half.
It is halftime, and we mentioned some of the scores from around the state in all classifications. Before we take this final break of halftime, we'll go ahead and give you the 4A scores again. And it is finally halftime in Elkins, and Elkins leads Nashville 49-35. And so lots of points in Northwest Arkansas for some teams today. Arkadelphia leads Rivercrest 21-13. Warren leads Malvern still at halftime 14-0. And McGee leads Harding Academy 14-0 at halftime. So all 4 of the 4A quarterfinal games are at halftime. This is the Southern Bancorp halftime report. After this timeout, we'll hear from Chase and Dr. Jeff Root as they will bring the third quarter. Actually, we'll have one more break after that, and we'll come back and talk about what to expect in the third quarter. You're watching ArkadelphiaBadgerTV.com, and we'll be back after this timeout. Locally owned and operated, Welch Funeral Home has been serving the Arkadelphia community since 2005. Our goal at Welch Funeral Home is to offer every family that will allow us to serve them the most caring, dignified, professional service at the most affordable price. With over 40 years of experience in the funeral home industry, owner Tim Welch and Welch Funeral Home have also been longtime supporters of the Arkadelphia Badgers and Lady Badgers. Contact Welch Funeral Home at 870-230-1400 or visit them at 202 South 4th Street near downtown Arkadelphia.
The Board of Directors at South Central Electric Cooperative believes in the necessity of high-speed internet access in rural South Central Arkansas. South Central Connect was created to fulfill a need other internet providers were not able to provide in our area. South Central Connect, through our local cooperative, brings the necessity of internet service to your house, much like they did electricity in the 1930s. Sign up today at southcentralconnect.net or call 855-269-3429.
R&T Dixon's Exxon stores are proud to support this Arkadelphia Badger broadcast. Locally owned and operated by Randy and Tanya Dixon, we welcome you to visit one of our locations in Arkadelphia or Caddo Valley at each I-30 exit. We're also excited to open a bigger and better Tiger Mart at 10th and Pine in Arkadelphia next spring. R&T Dixon's Exxon stores say, Go Badgers!
Arkadelphia Tire and Outfitters is locally owned and operated by James and Tara Rollins, who were both raised here and continue to be active in our community. Arkadelphia Tire and Outfitters offers a variety of services from engine and transmission replacements to brakes, front end alignments, tire repair and replacement, and engine diagnosis on most makes and models. Stop by Arkadelphia Tire and Outfitters at 1802 Pine Street or give them a call today at 870-210-5269. Supporting Arkadelphia for years, Arkadelphia Tire and Outfitters says, Go Badgers!
Now managed by the Van Dorn Group, Sonic of Arkadelphia is ready to get involved in the Arkadelphia community. With the goal of making improvements to the Arkadelphia restaurant, the Van Dorn Group is committed to making Sonic of Arkadelphia one of the best around. Stop by Sonic of Arkadelphia today for a Route 44 slush or drink to go with the great Sonic burgers, tater tots, or french fries. Top it off with your favorite ice cream treat. Visit Sonic of Arkadelphia on 10th Street today and tell them thanks for their support of the Arkadelphia Badgers.
It's halftime, and our halftime show is sponsored by Southern Bank Corp. We are excited to tell you that the Arkadelphia Badgers have a halftime lead. It's Arkadelphia 21 and Rivercrest 13. The Rivercrest Colts, though, a very good team. Arkadelphia, fortunately, has the advantage of having the ball first in the third quarter, and we'll see if Arkadelphia can create a little bit of separation between these two teams, more than the 8 points separation they already have. I tell you what, it's kind of a homecoming. We just heard from Jack Bennington, who stopped by the box. Mickey Smith has come by the box, a couple of Arkadelphia High graduates. I want to say hi to Russell and Leanne Strickland tonight. They are devoted watchers, listeners of this ball game and of every Arkadelphia game. I want to say hi to Russell and Leanne tonight. I want to say also thank you to all of you for tuning in all season long. We've had great audiences and great attendance also here for the home games. Arkadelphia playing at home in this round, expecting, frankly, to head to Harding Academy to play in Searcy next week, but that might not happen because at halftime, Harding Academy was trailing and had not yet scored, which is the biggest surprise of the night.
And McGee has played a great game in Searcy tonight. The Owls coming out firing on all cylinders. The offense, you know, they haven't had necessarily the strong performance that you've seen from them in previous games, but they're also facing one of the best defenses in the 4A too, and they've found a way to score. And more importantly, as you mentioned, they've held Harding Academy off of the scoreboard. That's something that we haven't seen really anybody do in the playoffs too often, is holding an opponent off of the scoreboard for an entire half, much less one of the top seeds in all of 4A. It's going to be interesting to see how that one shakes out. But, Jeff, last week it was more of a story of blowouts, and, you know, there were a lot of lopsided victories in last week's contest. There were a couple of close ones, but tonight it has been tight battle after tight battle, and that's the case here too. Arkadelphia has separation, not much, but they're going to be looking to build on that in the second half. Great news is they're going to get the ball to open it up. And it looks like we are still waiting for the Colts to fully return to the field. They're over in the right corner, it looks like right now, going over their last few adjustments as the Badgers get back in position on the near sideline.
We've got time for one more break, and when we come back, we'll have second half action. Third quarter coming your way after this. This is Arkadelphia Badger football.
You belong at Patterson Federal Credit Union. No matter your financial needs, Patterson has products to help. We offer all types of accounts, savings, Christmas club, and a variety of checking accounts, including one specially tailored to teenagers. Certificates and IRAs are also available. If you're in need of a loan, we can help you with auto, recreation, personal, and home loans. Patterson Credit Union has several strategies to help build or repair credit, including our own credit card program, credit builder loans, and financial counseling. We're proud to have served Clark County for 65 years and look forward to many more years to come. Join us soon. You belong here.
We are back to action. Third quarter action coming away momentarily. This is Jeff Reed. Along with me is Chase Hartzell. I tell you what, we mentioned a few of the old Badgers that have come back tonight. Trent Bryant is one of those. Trent was the starting tailback, all-state player on the 1976 team that made it all the way to the finals and almost, in fact, some say did beat Mina. A little goal line controversy at the end of the game there, but still it was a runner-up championship team for Arkadelphia in 1976. Trent Bryant was the starting tailback, later played for the Arkansas Razorbacks and for the Kansas City Chiefs. He's made his way back to Arkadelphia for this game tonight. Lots of folks want to see this team play. Arkadelphia undefeated on the year and trying to stay that way, leading here at halftime 21-13. It's a very high short kickoff. Will be fielded at the 28-yard line, returned to the middle of the field looking for space. He's up to the 30-yard line, running out of space. A flag goes down, and they're going to bring him down at the 32-yard line. Let's see if this is going to back up Arkadelphia by a few more. Very effective high short kick.
Still waiting for an official call. Here it is, and it is indeed holding on the Badgers, so that's going to back them up a bit. But, Jeff, we mentioned it at the break. Arkadelphia's offense, they've had a few miscommunications throughout this contest so far, but overall, a lot of positives to talk about. The passing game has been done very well at times. They've had a couple of drives with no drops, no incompletions, no anything. And then other drives, you've had no completions. It's just been a back and forth. I'm sure that they'll try to balance it out here going into the second half. And we'll see what they do here, starting out 4 wide and 1 man in the backfield alongside Witten.
After the penalty, Arkadelphia starts at its own 19-yard line. A pass into the flat. Trip Campbell with the catch. He's to the 25, breaks a tackle to the 30 and out of bounds. That's a first down, Badgers.
Short, effective route that time from Campbell getting to the outside. It's going to be a gain, it looks like, of about 13 yards. Still waiting for the official ruling, and it looks like it's actually going to go for 14.
To the 33-yard line, first down and 10, Arkadelphia. Badgers go with a running play this time. There's room and a big hit, but still yardage up across the 35 to the 36-yard line, maybe even the 37, depends on the spot. Slayton on the tackle. Good to see Reed back in there. He was shaken up in the first half.
And Reed, such a big part of this offense, really stepping up this season.
Ball spotted at the 37-yard line, but this is a first down run by Reed. Good run off tackle to the 50-yard line. First down and 10, Arkadelphia.
Great run that time, going for about 13 yards right up to midfield, and another Welch Funeral Home first down. Right now, Reed just rolling along. That brings him up to 7 yards a carry, up to over 50 yards rushing for the night.
Ball spotted at the 49-yard line of Rivercrest. Now a pitch, and this is going to be Purifoy with the catcher, Hughes on that. Boy, Hughes and Purifoy, they have a similar stride, but one's a senior and the other's a sophomore. So Hughes, the senior, on the carry that time. Actually a completed pass as he pitched it to Hughes as he came in front of him. Ball spotted at the 44-yard line. Nice gain of 5. Arkadelphia on the move. First possession of the second half. Reed looking for room. The offensive line moving the Colts back, and that might be a first down. I think he's going to have it. Not really a hole to run through so much as the entire line just pushed the Colts back.
That time it's a gain of 6, and you mentioned it, Jeff. Great effort up front that time by the Arkadelphia offensive line. Kept pushing it forward that time. That's going to be good enough for another Welch Funeral Home first down.
Mostly running plays so far. Now a pass. Witten steps up. He's under pressure. He's hit. A flag goes down as well, and he's sacked. Loss back to the 43-yard line, I believe they'll spot it. Let's see if this might be a holding call in addition to a sack. Let's see. They'd probably take the play instead of the hold. They are going to decline. It was a holding call declined because they got a sack instead. In fact, they spot the ball at the 44. So that was a loss of 6 yards. It's 2nd down and 16.
The penalty is declined.
One of the few times this season we've taken, or one of the few times this season that we've seen Donovan Witten taken down in the backfield. It was just a great pressure up front that time by the defensive line of the Colts, able to get to the quarterback, and there was a hold on that play, but still it's going to go down as a sack, and they'll go ahead and take the result, as you mentioned, Jeff, going to take the sack instead.
Running play this time by Witten. He's got some room across the 40, hard to bring down. He's still dragging Colts. He's across the 35 to the 33-yard line. What good work by the quarterback.
He gets that yardage back and then some. Started out at the 44-yard line. He's going to drag defenders all the way down to the 32. It's going to be a gain of 12, and there is a Rivercrest Colt down on the field.
One of the linemen down back at the 39-yard line. This is a very physical game, Chase.
It is. We've seen a lot of players go down, some shaken up. You mentioned Reed. We're glad to see him back in the game. Haven't seen Cade McBride yet, and we don't know if Washington will return to the game. But it's been a battle in the trenches, and this is really the first injury that we've seen down on the front lines for either squad. But every man's going to count in a game like this. Both lines on both sides of the ball have been giving it all they've got. You hate to see a player go down in the postseason, but it looks like that is Perry.
Quentin Perry, defensive lineman, will walk off the field. Might see him again. That's good news that he is okay. And we're back to action. 3rd down in 4-down territory. Arkadelphia still needs 4 more yards. Witten at quarterback. In motion comes Carter Babb. Running play off the left side, now to the middle of the field. Not much space there. Forward progress is close to a 1st down, but he might be a half yard short.
Gain of about 3 that time for Kyle Reed, but he is about a yard shy. This close, though, and in 4-down territory, Arkadelphia is going to go for it down to about the 29, and they're going to start out here with an empty backfield. Donovan Witten, the lone man.
Witten in the backfield. 5 receivers in the formation. They need 1 yard. They'll look to the sideline. Reed is in on the play, but he's in the slot to the top of your screen to the right side. Now Witten with a quarterback keeper. The quarterback sneak will make a 1st down. Just depends on the spot, but I believe he's going to make it. Forward progress to the 28-yard line. That should be enough. Let's see. They haven't made a motion yet on a 1st down, but he's right at the 28. That should be enough. Are they going to have to measure? The ball is right on the 28-yard line. I thought he would have a better spot than that, but I still think this is enough. Let's see. They're going to measure. The ball is touching the 28-yard line. This could be an inch or so either way. Not a great spot. They're going to stretch the chain, and it's going to be, who is it? It's an inch or two. It's an inch or two. The officials, 3 of them are looking at it. What will they decide? Rivercrest thinks that they have stopped them, and they have. They stopped Arkadelphia by about an inch. By about an inch at the 28-yard line. Turned it over on downs, or did they make it by an inch? No, Arkadelphia will now. Well, the offense wanted to go back on the field, but now they're going to turn around and come to the sideline. Arkadelphia has turned it over on downs at the 28-yard line of Rivercrest.
It was a solid drive to open out the half, just an unfortunate finish that time. Witten fought with everything he had, and again, there were some questions that time on the spot, but the refs have the final word here, and it's going to be a possession here for the Colts. An interesting formation to start out the drive.
Yeah, it's a tight formation. They're going to send a person in motion and run the option. Turner looking for space. He will break a tackle. This is Rayner, and Rayner is going to make yardage up to the 32. Boy, it looked like nothing was there, but Rayner is a good player, and he made something out of it.
He's got great escapability even in traffic, and right now it looks like the Colts are going to try to go with the hurry-up offense, trying to catch the defense off guard.
2nd and 5 after that run by Rayner. Now he wants to pass, and he'll fire it deep downfield. It is incomplete, in and out of the hands of intended receiver. Gee whiz, that was a good pass. Now this young man is a really good receiver, not a high percentage passer, but he got it to Turner that time, and Turner just did not hold on to it. Rayner, as a passer this year, only hits 37% of his passes, but that was a good throw, just not caught. 3rd down and 5.
Not looking to throw first usually when Rayner has the ball, but it was good defense that time from the Badgers. A couple guys in on the play from the secondary, but Rocky Hughes is the one who made the final play on the intended receiver.
3rd down and 5. Once again, injured in the first half was the starting quarterback, Cavante Washington. And Rayner has been playing quarterback since then. Running play and a first down. This is a good run by Kobe Turner. He's a 1,000-yard rusher this year, and he does a nice job across the 45 near midfield, first down for Rivercrest. Really good blocking on the left side.
A little bit of a tendency breaker when you've got quite a few yards to go and going on 3rd down. We've seen that from Arkadelphia a few times this year. And it's going to work to the Colts' benefit this time as they get it up near midfield, as you mentioned, Jeff, and a fresh set of downs.
17-yard gain, and now they'll throw the ball, and it's incomplete, almost picked off on the sideline. Boy, Rayner that time looked like he would run, then jumped high in the air and threw the ball, and Arkadelphia almost had the interception, 2nd and 10.
And that was Rocky Hughes with the deflection that time for the Badgers. Looked like he was surprised the ball came as directly to him as he did. He just tried to tip the ball away, get it away from potential wideouts. It's going to be a tough play to try and corral it there on the far sideline, but it's going to be a good stop for the defense nonetheless. It's going to cost Rivercrest a down, 2nd and long now.
They'll bring a man in motion. Here is a running play. The big fullback this time will get yardage. He'll get 5, maybe 6 yards on the carry. He's a big, strong back. The runner was Marcus Slayton. He's the leading tackler. thought it was through, but it was not. So Arkadelphia 27, Rivercrest 13, 6:45 left. We're in the third quarter, and when we come back, Arkadelphia will be kicking off. This is Badger football.
Everyone. We see building wealth as helping people succeed in creating strong financial futures. For some, it's having tools to build credit and buy a first home. For others, working with our award-winning SBA team to launch or grow a small business. And still others might use our unique savings plan today to save for tomorrow's dreams. Wherever you are in your wealth-building journey, Southern Bancorp can help. Stop by or visit banksouthern.com to get started. Southern Bancorp, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Arkadelphia scored on a 3-play drive, only 32 yards after the blocked punt, and the Badgers have extended the lead to 2 touchdowns. It's Arkadelphia 27, Rivercrest 13. Still in the third quarter, though, Chase. A lot of football left, 6:45.
And Rivercrest has been putting up a great fight tonight. The offense has looked good. They moved the ball down the field just about as good as anybody we've seen Arkadelphia play in the postseason. And, Jeff, we haven't seen Arkadelphia's first-team offense or defense stay out this long in either of the first 2 rounds, but the Colts making sure tonight it's going to be a battle to the finish.
Return on the far side across the 30 to the 35, 37-yard line. Boy, he caught that on the run, made a nice return chase, so good field position to start the drive for Rivercrest, and now they've got to feel like they need to turn this thing around quickly. Their starting quarterback, Washington, only a sophomore, threw for a 92-yard touchdown pass early in the game, but got hurt in the second quarter and has not come back in the contest. Now, they play Rayner at quarterback a lot, but they'd rather play him at receiver. He is a dangerous receiver. He's a dangerous runner at quarterback, not a gifted passer. And we expect to see him remain at quarterback for the rest of the game. From the 37-yard line, 1st and 10 for Rivercrest. Arkadelphia doing a fine job defensively, though. This is a team that has been scoring over 40 points in almost every game, including every game in their 8-game winning streak. Right now I have 13. Timeout on the field, and that was Rivercrest making that timeout call. They only had 10 on the field, so they need to talk about that and figure out who Mr. 11 is. 6:40 left. We're in the third quarter. It's Arkadelphia 27 and Rivercrest 13. We'll be back after this.
Whether you realize it or not, you see the work of bats and signs all around Arkadelphia. When you see the Badger equipment trailer on the way to a Badger game, Bats and Signs did that. When you're watching the Badgers, Tigers, or Reddies and see the signage that just really makes their facilities pop, Bats and Signs did that too. You see the signage in downtown Arkadelphia, on the campuses of Ouachita and Henderson, or the sign in your neighbor's yard supporting a candidate or their favorite Badger? Yep, Bats and Sign did that too. Longtime residents and supporters of all things Arkadelphia called Mark, Jared, Chris, or Ryan at Bats and Signs today to see what they can do for you.
We are back at Badger Stadium, All Care Field. Arkadelphia playing defense now. A long officials discussion after that timeout by Rivercrest. No penalty on the play, though. We'll just get started now. From the 37-yard line, Rivercrest on its own end of the field. Now the officials want to talk to Trey Shucker on the Arkadelphia side. Let's see what this might be. They're not moving the football. I don't see a flag down, but there is some kind of need for a discussion. Are they deciding perhaps that's an official timeout? Lots of discussion for no action previous to that discussion. First down and 10, Rivercrest. Right now the ball at the Rivercrest 37-yard line. Arkadelphia leads it by 14. Third quarter action. After much discussion, I think we might play some more football. I shouldn't say we. They're going to play some more football. We'll just talk about it and show it to you. 37-yard line. Plays underway. Rayner back at quarterback for Rivercrest. On first down, he will hand it off. Here is a run up the middle. This is a good run. This is Turner across the 50-yard line to the 49 of Arkadelphia. The running game has at times been impressive for Rivercrest. They just haven't been able to do it consistently.
And Turner hasn't gotten as many carries as we probably would have thought going into this game, so we'll see if they keep feeding the hot hand here. But a good run up the middle that time, good blocking up front, and that's good enough for a first down for the Colts. And They're going to want to keep that momentum rolling on this drive.
Pick up a 14, first down and 10 for the Colts. And they're going to hand it back to Turner. He's hitting the backfield this time, though. My goodness, big hit in the backfield. Arkadelphia's Max Wilson on the tackle.
Wilson got off of his block in a hurry. It looked almost as if there was nobody there, but he just got around the edge, and before the ball carrier even had a chance to get back to the line of scrimmage, Wilson was all over him for a loss of 2. Nice play there from the senior defensive end.
2nd and 12 for Rivercrest. Michael Rayner, great receiver, good running back, playing some quarterback right now. Ball slips through his hands. He's going to fall on it. Had no chance to advance it. He just fell on it back at the 40-yard line for a loss on the play, and it's going to be 3rd and very long.
And Rivercrest, at this point in the contest, the margin of error is not 0, but when you're playing a good Arkadelphia team like this, you got to make the most of your opportunities, and mistakes like that can hurt. High snap that time. Rayner did his best to corral it, but it went all the way over his head, and he just had to fall on the ball, losing several yards. It's going to be a loss of 9 on the errant snap. And now the Colts have their work cut out for him. They got to go 21 yards to get that first down marker. First down marker all the way on the other side of the 50 at the 39 of Arkadelphia.
3rd down, 21 yards to go. Arkadelphia fans on their feet, waving their towels, looking for a big play. Rayner wants to keep it on 3rd down. He'll be tackled with a short gain of maybe 5 yards, and it's going to be 4th down. And so long now, I would think they would punt again, although the last punt for Rivercrest was blocked by Arkadelphia. That pickup of 5 makes it 4th and 16.
Looked like K.D. Young was in on the play that time for Arkadelphia. There were quite a few Badgers in on that play, actually. As Coach Shucker said, he likes to see blue jerseys fly into the ball. That's exactly what we saw there. Rayner did his best to keep pushing forward, but ultimately he's tripped up the force of the Badger defensive line. Too much for him.
It would appear that they're going to go for it. And they're going to have an unusual formation here. Tight to the line of scrimmage. And now a timeout. I think Rivercrest wants to talk about it. That's probably wise on their part. They're going to need either an amazing play or a punt here on 4th and 16 at their own 45-yard line. The Colts in a bit of trouble. Arkadelphia looking to try to take control of this game as the Badgers lead at 27-13, 4:12 left here in the 3rd quarter. And we'll be back. More Badger football after this message.
Imagine a place where children can feel safe, a place where kids are empowered and accepted. In this place, you are special, you are unique, you are loved. Imagine a place where you can have fun every single day. We are that place.
Here's Rivercrest, 4th down, 16 at its own 45-yard line. Arkadelphia lines up defensively. Nice home playoff crowd here on their feet. On 4th down, they'll run a reverse pass. He'll throw it deep down the field. It's intercepted. Ball at the 40 of Arkadelphia. Return to the 50, to the 40, to the 30. Knocked out of bounds. Arkadelphia with a big play. The interception and the return even better than a stop on 4th down. Kelburn Middleton.
And Kelburn Middleton throwing up the number 6 to the home crowd as that was his 6th interception of the year. He leads the team in that category. One of the biggest of the season for him, as it was a great job by the Arkadelphia defensive line forcing the pressure. They read the trick play like a book. Secondary was right where they needed to be. There was only one man downfield. Ball fell flat thanks to that pressure up front. And Kelburn Middleton was right there, and he returned that one almost like a kick return, went straight to him, and he ran it back all the way near the red zone. Badgers have it now on the 22-yard line of their opponent.
Still the 3rd quarter, but Arkadelphia has an opportunity to take a 3-touchdown lead. Babb splits to the top of the screen. Tight formation with 2 receivers to the short side of the field, bottom of your screen. The running back is, I believe, Reed. The sophomore is in at running back. Arkadelphia with the ball at the 22-yard line. Whitten at quarterback. Sometimes they go for a quick touchdown in this situation, or they may just continue to try to dominate the line of scrimmage with the running game. They're going to fake a handoff and throw the ball. Witten in trouble, escapes a tackler. He's got some time now. Looking to his left, he wants to run. He'll get 1 yard on the play and bounce right back up after a hit on the near sideline. Great job avoiding the sack.
And Witten doing a really good job there going through his progressions. Really nothing going for him, and he may not have even gotten a yard there as they moved it up just about half a yard. They will give him a yard officially in the books. But a good job there by the secondary limiting Witten's options downfield.
2nd and 9, running play. This is Reed. Reed's got some room. He makes a nice cut. Good room for a first down. That's inside the 12. That should be a first down at the 11, and it is going to be the mark. First down, Badgers.
9-yard gain there from the tailback for the Badgers. That's going to be good enough for a Welch Funeral Home first down. Actually, 10 yards.
First down, Arkadelphia, 11-yard line of Rivercrest. They'll bring a man in motion. They're going to pitch it to him. This is the end around. It's a good space and, well defended, though. He got some yardage, but not as much as I thought he would get. That was Purifoy on the pass reception. That's that quick end around. The quarterback gets credit for a pass completion, but he just throws it about a yard, and then Purifoy comes around the end. That time couldn't get a lot of yardage, but he did get to the 7-yard line, so that's not bad at all. Pick up a 4, 2nd and 6. They can make a first down at the 1. Running play, now a pass. Play action pass is beautiful. That's a touchdown, Arkadelphia.
Jaquavis Purifoy again finding the end zone. What a night for the sophomore, his 2nd touchdown of the game. And much like that first scoring drive, he had 2 big catches that set up the score, and the latter one finished off the job. Arkadelphia now enjoying its largest lead of the night and really starting to pull away from Rivercrest up by 20.
The Badgers are going to go for the 1-point conversion. Try to make it a 21-point lead. 2:43 left. We're in the 3rd quarter. Brock Curry set for the kick. The hold is down, the kick is up, and that kick is perfect. Arkadelphia 34, Rivercrest 13 with 2:43 left. We're in the 3rd quarter of action, and we'll be back with more Badger football after this.
Rise Counseling and Diagnostics is a member of the Pediatrics Plus family and offers behavioral health services to children, teens, and families. Their goal is to identify and address the needs of every client individually for their emotional, intellectual, social, and academic goals. Rise provides an array of individual and family counseling services, as well as learning disability testing. You can receive services at the Pediatrics Plus Arkadelphia Clinic on 702 Hickory here in Arkadelphia, or via telehealth. To learn more about how they can serve your family, visit riseforfamilies.com.
Arkadelphia has touchdowns on its last 2 possessions. And because of a block punt and an interception return, they were short drives. 3 plays for 32 yards, and the latest drive, 4 plays, 22 yards. And the Badgers now have a 3-touchdown lead. Brock Curry set to kick off. Rivercrest, without its starting quarterback, who is their best passer, they still have a talented young man at quarterback in Michael Rayner, but he's more of a runner. They have a talented running back who's gained 1,000 yards in Kobe Turner, but down now by 3 touchdowns in the 3rd quarter. Arkadelphia has a decided advantage. They have been playing very, very well throughout the game, and especially here in the second half. Bouncing kickoff will go all the way to the end zone. Beautiful kickoff by Curry.
That's the 2nd touchback we've seen from Curry in this game, so it's been a good night for him. He's also done very well on his extra point attempts. Missed 1, just a hair off the mark. But other than that, he's been flawless here tonight, playing a good game in this quarterfinal matchup with Rivercrest.
Cannot return a kickoff out of the end zone in high school football, and so when it got by the deep returner, he just let it roll all into the end zone. And they're going to start with a first down and 10 at the 20, not the 25. This is high school. Start at the 20-yard line, the old-fashioned way. From the 20-yard line, first down and 10. Spread formation, but a running play. This is Rayner looking for room. He's hit in the backfield. He's going to make it back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Marvion Berry was bringing down the ball carrier. He took a hard hit at the end of the play. He got some assistance that time from his teammate, Hayden Harper, in bringing down the ball carrier. Rayner not going to get any yardage there. It's 2nd and 10, right back where we started.
Michael Rayner the fastest player, the best player, 2,000 yards of total offense, but most of that in pass receiving, forced to play quarterback here for most of this game. He wants to throw it. Now he's going to run, but he won't get very much because Arkadelphia is just ready for him. He got to the 25. It's 3rd down and 5.
Max Wilson again in on the tackle, and he's going to be shaken up a bit. It looked like his leg was rolled over that time, and already we have a substitution coming in for him, Nykeeson Wimberly taking the field for the Badgers. Luckily for him, Jeff, he's one of the younger guys on the squad, but he did have experience playing in for an injury last year in Arkadelphia's road to the Rock, so we'll see how that postseason experience comes into play for him here.
Yeah, Wimberly has played quite a lot this year as a sophomore and got to play as a freshman in the playoffs last year. Impressive young man. On 3rd down and 5, they'll send a man in motion. They'll roll out. Rayner wants to throw. He will throw it downfield. It's caught for a first down, but there's a flag down. Ball to the 50. This is a good run after the catch to the 35 of Arkadelphia to the 30, but the flag came down just about the time he threw the ball at the 21-yard line. And Arkadelphia is expecting this to come back, and I think that it will. Rivercrest has been guilty of some penalties tonight, and on occasion it's brought back a big play.
That's having a handful of times for the Colts here tonight, Jeff, and really been costly, especially in situations like this. You finally got some momentum going in your favor, and all of a sudden moving right back and losing some yardage after some big plays. It's been a tough night for Rivercrest in that category. It's just been mistakes like that that have really cost them up to this point in the contest.
Well, that's a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. It's spotted all the way back to the 11-yard line, so it's 3rd down and 19 now. 3rd and 19 for Rivercrest. And that penalty is not just a mistake by Rivercrest. It's forced by a very strong Arkadelphia defense that is really breaking through the line of scrimmage and coming after the quarterback. So somebody was guilty of a hold. And on 3rd and long, they want to throw the ball. Rayner's got a good arm. He'll throw it across the middle, and he bounces it to his receiver incomplete. Tried to throw it back across his body, and it just wasn't going to work out. It's 4th down.
Good pressure up front that time from Arkadelphia, again forcing Rayner to roll out to his right, but Arkadelphia's had that spy on the last few plays. Rayner's really had nowhere to go. Even when he tries to run downfield, there's somebody matching him step for step. So just an overall great play call there from Coach Kaiser on the defensive front, and now the Colts going to have to punt the ball away.
Wyatt Lancaster is standing in his own end zone. Let's see if the snap goes directly to him. It does this time, and he gets the kick away. It is returnable for Arkadelphia, allowed to bounce, picked up now at the 44-yard line. Ooh, a good tackle, but still the 2-yard return and great field position for Arkadelphia at the 42 of Rivercrest.
And that was Rayner making the play, running all the way around the edge that time to trip the ball carrier Purifoy up. It's a return of what looked to be no yardage that time as he was taken down right where he started on the return.
Yeah, you grabbed it on the run at about the 44 and immediately went down. They'll spot it at the 42. So it's 1st down and 10. Arkadelphia for the 3rd possession in a row will start in Rivercrest territory. In motion goes Carter Babb toward the top of your screen. And they're going to hand it off. Here is a running play up the middle, good yardage, and that's Buckley. He's going to make yardage inside the 35. That might be a 1st down all the way to the 31-yard line.
Buckley just his 3rd carry of the night, but it's his 2nd carry to go for 10 yards or more, as that time he's going to pick up about a dozen, it looked like.
Mark it at 11 yards as they put the ball at the 31-yard line. 1st down and 10. Arkadelphia looks to the sideline. Badgers not in a hurry right now. 3-touchdown lead. They'd like to make it 4 at the end of this drive. Campbell and Babb, bottom of your screen. Running play right up the middle. Good yardage again. To the 24-yard line, a pickup of 7. This offensive line is taking control of the game, Chase.
And they're getting stronger and stronger as this game goes along. Usually you expect the opposite, but that's not the case for this Arkadelphia offensive line, as that should be the last play of the 3rd quarter. But as you mentioned, Jeff, this Arkadelphia unit is just heating up.
after 3 quarters of play here in Arkadelphia at Badger Stadium. It's Arkadelphia 34, Rivercrest 13. We'll be back with fourth quarter action after this word.
Everyone's known for something. Ours is simple. At the Southwest Auto Collection and iDriveSWA.com, you get the absolute lowest price on America's best brands: Ford, Lincoln, Chevy, GMC, Buick, and Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. The best selection and the lowest prices guaranteed. And we deliver anywhere in the state, plus tires for life. It really is that simple. Visit us today, the Southwest Auto Collection, I-30 exit 78 in Arkadelphia, or online at iDriveSWA.com.
Fourth quarter action coming your way. Arkadelphia 34 and Rivercrest 13. The Badgers have pitched a shutout here in the second half, and it's really been complete dominance, offense, defense, and special teams.
And really, that's the complete opposite of what we're seeing around the state right now, because Malvern trailing 21-0 at one point late in the third quarter there. They're all knotted up at 21 now. They're at Warren tonight, and Harding Academy's come storming back after being shut out in the first half. They score 15 points in the third quarter. They're up by 1 now early in the fourth and driving. And then Nashville and Elkins, the shootout continues. The Elks still on top right now, 55-42 in the third quarter in that one.
Ball at the 24-yard line of Rivercrest. Arkadelphia with 2nd down and 3. Badgers line up. Badgers going to run it. No, a play action pass, and now a run with Whitten. Whitten inside the 20s to the 15. He hits a defender and goes out of bounds near the 10-yard line. Good run by Whitten on the play action. Faked it to a running back and then ran it himself for a first down.
Nice pickup that time as he gets it all the way down to the 12-yard line. And as you mentioned, Jeff, a Welsh Funeral Home first down. Great job improvising on the fly that time. And Arkadelphia's just rolling right now, going with the up-tempo offense. And looked like they may have gotten a jump.
Yep, going to be offsides against the defense, and that's going to give them 5 more. So they'll move inside the 10-yard line. Still first down. From the 7, it'll be 1st and 5. Ball at the 7-yard line. They can make a first down at the 2. Buckley is the running back to the right of his quarterback. Buckley gets the call. Coming to his left, he cuts it up the field to the 5. Buckley in the end zone. Touchdown, Arkadelphia.
7-yard run around the edge that time for D'Angelo Buckley, and he finds pay dirt for the first time tonight. First rushing score of the night for the Badgers, as they found most of their success through the air, but this time finding the end zone on the ground. And Arkadelphia continuing to roll here in the second half, really pulling away with that Farm Bureau touchdown. They're up by 27 now, looking to go up by a full 28 here with the PAT from Brock Curry.
Brock Curry is set for the kick. The holder is Carter Babb. Hold is good. The kick is up, and the kick is perfect once again. It is Arkadelphia 41, Rivercrest 13, 11:45 left in the football game tonight. We'll be back with more Badger football after this.
At Southern Bancorp, we are wealth builders for everyone. We see building wealth as helping people succeed in creating strong financial futures. For some, it's having tools to build credit and buy a first home. For others, working with our award-winning SBA team to launch or grow a small business. And still others might use our unique savings plan today to save for tomorrow's dreams. Wherever you are in your wealth building journey, Southern Bancorp can help. Stop by or visit banksouthern.com to get started. Southern Bancorp, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Arkadelphia fought very hard for a halftime lead of 21-13, but in the second half, it's been all Badgers. Arkadelphia scored on its last 3 possessions, all of them short drives, 32 yards, 22 yards, 42 yards, set up by a blocked punt, an interception return, and a punt return, or a short kick, after Arkadelphia's defense held Rivercrest to a 4th and 19 from its own 11. So the latest drive also all on the Rivercrest side of the 50-yard line. The Badgers are just dominating here in the second half. That kickoff will go out of bounds, so good field position at the 35 for Rivercrest for their latest possession.
Really, it's just been a rough series of events here for the Colts in the second half. Nothing really going right. You lose your starting quarterback in the form of Washington, and then Rayner has tried to step up into that quarterback role, and he's done okay, but really not getting too much support from the rest of his offense right now. Had to carry this group, and Turner not getting the touches that he's been hoping for here in the second half either.
Rayner has played some quarterback this year. It's not a new position for him, but when he is handing the ball off or trying to run instead of catching passes, it's to the advantage of the defense. Running play on first down, going to be a gain up to the 38-yard line, gain of 3, 2nd and 7.
Simple handoff up the middle that time to Turner, and we've seen the Colts go to him more and more throughout this contest, but still not much going there up the middle, similar to what's happened to many teams who have faced this Arkadelphia defensive front throughout the year.
2nd down and 8, running play this time more yardage up to the 44-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and 1.
And this is a Rivercrest team that throughout the year has not given up. They faced some adversity throughout the season. They've won a lot of games by sizable margins, but just like last week, Star City, the Colts faced a lot of adversity in that game, had to overcome and get some crucial late scores. They found a way to win that ball game, but at this point in the contest, not going as up-tempo and not as much air-heavy as we usually see from them. It's been a great effort by the Arkadelphia secondary, limiting their options downfield. They've had to stick with the ground game.
Rivercrest needs 1 yard, and Rayner will get it for them. He's going to be brought down by one of the linemen along with Marvion Berry. Looked like maybe Wimberly helped out some there too, but it's a gain up to the 49-yard line. Good run and a 1st down.
Clock continuing to roll here as Rivercrest, the clock is not on their side at that point. I think they realize that and just trying to make the most of these opportunities late in the contest, still wanting to put up a fight. Some of these guys playing their last high school games of their career, and the Colts again proving they're not going to go down in any ball game without a fight, as Turner fighting for some yardage here.
Good run by Turner. He's got 10, he's got 12. He'll go to inside the 40 of Arkadelphia and finally knocked down. There's no shortage of size on this offensive line, but Arkadelphia has been quick to the spot throughout the game. Now with the large lead, Rivercrest is running right at the Badgers and getting some yardage. 1st down and 10 at the Arkadelphia 37-yard line. Arkadelphia has had control of the game through most of the second quarter and all of the second half. It was 7-7 at one point. 1st down, about the 37-yard line. Another running play and hitting the backfield, no gain, loss in fact.
Number 3 takes the handoff. That's Marcus Slayton.
Got an update right now from Warren, tied up 21-21 with 2:27 remaining in the ball game. Warren has the ball just on the edge of the red zone. Leopards looking for a stop.
We will keep you up to date on all the scores. McGee led Harding Academy at halftime, at Harding Academy now has the lead in the second half. If Arkadelphia finishes off Rivercrest tonight, and if Harding Academy holds on, then Arkadelphia will make the trip to Searcy for that matchup next week in the semifinals. 2nd down 12. We'll send a man in motion, fake it to him, and here's a handoff, looking for space, nowhere to go. Turner working hard, but just can't find a hole to run through. He's going to lose yardage. It's 3rd down and long.
And Turner that time was trying to hit the hole, and it looked like he slipped up a bit. Knew he was going to go down, tried to reverse the field, and things turned from bad to worse as Arkadelphia capitalizing on that opportunity. Saw a bunch of blue jerseys rushing to the football at that time. Pack of Badgers bringing him down in the backfield for a loss of 1 or 2.
3rd down and 15 as they mark it now. They'll put it at the 42, so he lost 3 on the play as he was trying to go backwards and find an escape route. Couldn't find one. On 3rd down, 15 yards to go. Will Rayner try to throw the ball? Alone in the backfield. He's backing up to pass. Now he wants to run. He's hitting the backfield but escapes that tackler. And he's got a good run up to the 30. 4th down coming, though. Tackle made as he hit that secondary level. Sure tackle at the 30, and it's 4th down and 3.
And Rayner, we've mentioned it a few times on this broadcast, so great at escaping out of the pressure in the pocket that time. Was able to roll out, sneak his way through, and ran across the middle for some great yardage. Decides to slide down there just short of the 1st down marker, but On what could have been another play for a loss, Rayner makes this a very manageable 4th down situation.
Still a lot of fourth quarter left. Arkadelphia very much wants to stop and to take over another possession. Rivercrest has a little drive going at the 30 of Arkadelphia. Turner wants to pass. He's in trouble in the backfield. He is brought down. He throws the ball at the last moment, but it's incomplete. Arkadelphia will get the ball back on downs.
So it looks like we're going to see Donovan Witten and company at least one more time here on this drive. Could potentially force the good sportsmanship rule here up at this point by about 28 points. That one score and that PAT could be the difference maker in this one, as Arkadelphia, you mentioned it, Jeff, really been a tale of two halves here as the Badgers looked good in the first half, had a few mistakes to iron out. They've definitely done that here. And now in the driver's seat in the fourth quarter, chance to really put the game away here with a score.
I did not expect to even talk about the possibility of a mercy rule game in this contest, but it's there. We're in the fourth quarter, and Arkadelphia leads it by 28. They'd like to make it 35. They got 70 yards to go. Running play, this is Buckley. He'll break one tackle. He's up the middle for 10, 12, 15 yards. Good run on the first play of the drive.
And Buckley, another one of those runners that looks stronger the longer he's in the ball game. He's going to have a nice carry that time.
16-yard pickup to the 46-yard line. First down and 10, Arkadelphia. The Badgers look to the sideline to get the play. Buckley is the running back. He's a junior, sharing time with the sophomore Kyle Reed at that position. That's a good 1-2 punch. Fresh legs in the game at all times for the Badgers at that position. Very important position of running back. Trip Campbell is at the top of your screen. Badgers go with three receivers near the right tackle. Tight formation, running play. Another gain across the 50 to the 48-yard line.
Going to go down as a gain of 6 that time. And again, Arkadelphia taking its time moving the ball down the field. We've seen a lot more of that ground game from the Badgers here in the second half. Just 5 passing attempts from Donovan Witten since the start of the second half.
He's not accustomed to playing in a fourth quarter, but here he is. They're trying to put the game away and get to the mercy rule. From the 48-yard line of Rivercrest, it's 2nd down and 4 for the Badgers. Campbell and Babb, top of the screen. It's another running play. This is Buckley looking for space. He'll find some. He's to the 40, 35-30, 25-20. He might go. He's at the 10. They're going to drag him down, but he makes it. Touchdown, Arkadelphia.
What a play there by D'Angelo Buckley, getting some great blocks up front from the Arkadelphia offensive line, but from there it was off to the races, and D'Angelo Buckley was winning that foot race all the way. The secondary tried to catch up to him, and they got him just at the last moment, but not before he was already past the goal line. And Arkadelphia now with a really good opportunity to try and put this game away for the good sportsmanship rule. The result itself not really in doubt at this point, but playing for that rolling clock now.
And need this kick from Brock Curry. We'll see if he will nail another one. The kick is up, and the kick is good. He's got it, and Arkadelphia has stretched its lead out to 35 points. It's Arkadelphia 48, Rivercrest 13. 5:43 left in the contest. And we'll see the clock roll here momentarily. We'll take a break. More Badger football coming your way after this.
I didn't order any pizza.
Jake from State Farm. After you saved me so much dough on insurance with that Parker promo, I devised a promo for you.
Here's the deal, Parker. State Farm offers everyone surprisingly great rates.
Right. Pepperoni pockets. Cuckoo Crusties.
There's no promo. It's just great rates.
And a cider ranch.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Austin Wingfield in Arkadelphia today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
5:43 left in the football game, and that clock's going to roll now because Arkadelphia has just rolled itself to a 35-point lead. It's the Badgers 48 and Rivercrest 13.
And the Badgers may not be the only team rolling into a semifinal spot, as right now the Leopards are rolling on a drive against Warren. They were down 21-0 early in the second half. They're tied up 21-21. Ball on the Warren 5-yard line in the fourth quarter with less than a minute to go.
Here is a kick. Well, the conference has represented itself very well in the playoffs. Here's a kick return from the 3-yard line. Hits the sideline. Will go out of bounds at the 15-yard line. Good tackle by Arkadelphia.
And now we'll see the clock continue to roll as Thought we heard some indication of a penalty flag after the play. Don't know if it'll be a late hit. He was running to the right sideline, so not sure what the call is going to be here.
Clock does stop as the change of possession and the penalty on the kickoff return. Unsportsmanlike conduct against Rivercrest and against Arkadelphia, so it's offsetting. But it came after the play, so the kickoff return counts, and they're going to spot the ball at the 18-yard line. First down, Rivercrest at its own 18-yard line.
And it looks like Warren turned the ball over, or excuse me, Malvern turned the ball over, so Warren has possession now, and they just ran out the clock. They're going to overtime tonight.
Wow. Malvern, the number 3 seed, right? I mean, this conference has done well, Chase, here in the postseason.
They're the 2 seed out of the 7-4A, but Nashville, the 3 seed, is also still alive.
That's what I was trying to get to. Multiple teams still alive, not just the Badgers from this conference. We want a little update on Harding Academy also. We think we'll be able to get that.
McGee has scored, went for 2, but didn't get it. So 8:31 or 8:32 remaining in the fourth quarter there. 22-20, Harding Academy on top. But still anybody's ball game there at First Security Stadium.
My goodness, Harding Academy, a much tougher game against McGee than expected. McGee led that game at halftime. First down 10, Rivercrest at its own 18-yard line. They are going to run a little reverse play. Rayner's looking for space. He'll hit the far sideline and go down at the 19 for a short gain. Rivercrest has a future, Chase, as they've got, of course, a sophomore quarterback who is injured tonight. He'll be back next year. And Rayner is only a junior. He's their best player by far, one of the better players in 4A.
That's really a special class there. Very rarely do you have 2 generational talents like Kobe Turner and Michael Rayner sharing a backfield, but that's the case here. And we're going to see them at least one more year together.
Along with Washington, who'll come back as the quarterback,
That's
only
right.
a sophomore. He was injured tonight, and that did do some damage to this offense for Rivercrest. They had to go to Rayner as their quarterback instead of their star receiver. He had 46 catches on the year coming in. Running play, not much there at all. Continued good defense by the Badgers.
And again, I believe that's Max Wilson in there on the tackle. He's going to be a big candidate for the Defensive Player of the Night tonight. Seems like he's getting off of his blocks with ease. It has not been an easy battle down in the trenches, but the senior defensive end is making it look easy right now.
Third down and 10, loss of 1 on the play. He deserves consideration for Defensive Player of the Game. I think Middleton does as well. Really good job in the backfield. Defensive backfield for Middleton. On third down and 10, Rayner will throw the ball. Now he's got no one to throw to, so he's going to run. He'll make some yardage. He'll go down short of the first down, though. There have been times when I thought Rayner would make a first down, but Arkadelphia was able to catch him and make the tackle. Really good work by the defense.
That was Chase Vantelborg making the stop there. Looks like he was playing as a QB spy that time, was able to take the rushing Rayner.
Fourth down and 3 now for
On fourth down, they're going to line up to go for it. Let's see if they will. Ball at the 25-yard line. Fourth down and 3. Now, let's see. They're going to run Slayton as their big back behind the quarterback. Pistol formation this time. They'll fake it to him. Rayner wants to throw. Now he's going to run. He's going to make a first down. He'll break a tackle. Now he's going to break another tackle. What a run by Michael Rayner. He's finally going to be slung down at the 47-yard line, but what a good run by Rayner. That young man is not giving up just because his team is now in the mercy rule.
Kelber Milton was making the play there, but we do have a Badger that's slow to get up at the end of the play. Tough to see who it is from this angle. He's waving off the sideline, though. He wants to stay in this game.
First down for Rivercrest. Ball at the Colts' 46-yard line. Big run on fourth down and 4 by Michael Rayner. He'll stay in and play some quarterback. He's looking a little tired. And I'm sure disappointed because Rivercrest had high hopes tonight. Played well for a quarter or so. Running play, this is Slayton. Big linebacker carrying the football. He's got 11 yards. Clock continues to run. We're under 3 minutes to play in the game. At the Arkadelphia 41-yard line, first down and 10 for Rivercrest.
Marcus Slayton carrying the ball. Number 45 bringing him down.
Send a man in motion. They'll pitch it to him. That counts as a completed pass. On the far side, it's going to be a gain. Rivercrest working so hard, but it's not in the cards for the Colts tonight. They're not going to catch up. That's a gain on the play. Reception and run by Jaden Stovall.
The gain is a 5-yard gain.
Ordinarily, you might see Rayner receiving that pass and trying to run down the sideline, but he is having to play quarterback. Pick up a 5. Second down and 5. Clock continues to run. We're down to 2 minutes left in this football game. Arkadelphia is going to stay undefeated on the year. Here's a running play on the far side. Michael Rayner is hit. He's got a first down, but he'll go down at the 27 of Arkadelphia.
Got another score update. Scrappers are not done yet in Elkins. Fourth quarter of play there. Elks leading by 7. It's been an absolute shootout, Jeff, 62-55, and Nashville's still right in that fight.
Nashville has scored 55, and they trail by a touchdown.
That's right.
Oh, my goodness. Lots of offense tonight. Well, it's a nice warm evening for the day after Thanksgiving. And lots of teams showing off some offense, including Arkadelphia, but the defense for Arkadelphia has really been quite a story tonight, too. Rayner wants to pass. Now he's going to scramble around. We're going to see him run, looking for yardage. He will slide down at the 24-yard line. They might mark it at the 25. I haven't seen him slide before, but he knows that he is running out of time, and his team is too. Under 1 minute to play in the game. Arkadelphia will stay undefeated and keep moving down the playoffs.
And the dream season stays alive for Arkadelphia. Still waiting to see who comes out on top in Searcy to see if the Badgers will be making the trip to First Security Stadium or if they'll be right back here at Badger Stadium. Hopefully we'll have more results when we come back for the post-game show.
Man in motion for the Colts. Back to pass. Rayner wants to run. Now he'll throw the ball and throw it into the turf incomplete. Ball caught on the one hop. Nice play by Elrod, who is a baseball player. Caught that on the short hop, though. Incomplete. Clock stopped at 24 seconds left because of injured Badger. But he's all right. He's going to run off the field.
Top block foul against the Rivercrest Colts.
That is Max Wilson, who's a little frustrated that he's got a sore right leg. He'll check out of the game. Ball goes back to the 39-yard line of Arkadelphia after a penalty on Rivercrest. Clock still at 24 seconds. We might see one more play, might see two more. Badger's going to send some younger guys in right now, let them have a little more playoff experience.
Looks like the Colts will line up for one more play, even though they don't have to.
From the 39, Rayner scrambling, going to his right, runs downfield. He's going to make some yardage up to the 30, to the 25. This is a elusive young man. He'll make it to the 15, to the 13, and hammered out of bounds. Big hit as he's knocked out of bounds, and that is the last play of the game. Arkadelphia gets the win by mercy rule with a big second half. It's Arkadelphia 48, Rivercrest 13. That's the final score. You have heard it from our sponsors tonight, bringing you this game. Providence Veterinary Clinic in the third quarter, Eccles Thompson and Kneebone in the fourth quarter, and those two quarters, Chase, very good for the Arkadelphia Badgers.
That's going to be one that the Badgers are going to want to remember for a long time, and if this is indeed the last home game of the season, what a way to close it out. 3 straight mercy rule victories in front of the home crowd in the first 3 rounds of the playoffs. You don't see that very often.
Want you to stay with us for the postgame show, sponsored by Blend Luxury Real Estate and our buddy Kerry Garnett out in San Diego, state champion quarterback of 1979, and looking forward to seeing perhaps another championship in 2022. It just could happen because Arkadelphia remains undefeated, and the Badgers are going to go to the semifinals next week. We'll talk more about who they'll play. We'll have players of the game offensively and defensively from tonight's contest. We'll also have an interview on the sideline as Chris Babb has gone down to talk to Arkadelphia coach Trey Shucker. and we'll do a statistical review as well. All of that coming your way in the postgame show, sponsored by Blend Luxury Real Estate and Kerry Garnett. We'll be back after this.
Under perfect conditions, your car traveling at 65 miles per hour can stop in about 300 feet. That's the length of a football field.
But a fully loaded tractor trailer, one that weighs 80,000 pounds, will take 2 football fields to stop. And that's if the driver is rested, paying attention, and the truck and load is properly maintained.
If you're in an accident with a big truck, call 1-800-CAR-WRECK.
Get the experienced team that's going to be on your side, by your side.
R&T Dixon's Exxon stores are proud to support this Arkadelphia Badger broadcast. Locally owned and operated by Randy and Tanya Dixon, we welcome you to visit one of our locations in Arkadelphia or Caddo Valley at each I-30 exit. We're also excited to open a bigger and better Tiger Mart at 10th and Pine in Arkadelphia next spring. R&T Dixon's Exxon stores say, "Go Badgers!"
Price & Company Insurance is the area's only trusted choice independent insurance agency. What is that, you might ask? An independent insurance agency works for you, the customer, and not the insurance companies. So the next time you're shopping for home, auto, business, life, or health insurance, we invite you to experience an unprecedented level of customer service and expertise. Call or click for a quote today.
At Eccles, Thompson, and Kneebone CPA, we seek to provide accounting, tax, and financial planning services to individuals and small businesses with proficiency and integrity. Serving Arkadelphia since 1977, our staff looks forward to meeting your financial goals of today and also becoming your financial advocate for life. Visit us at 205 North 25th Street or call 246-8991 today. Eccles, Thompson, and Kneebone LTD says go Badgers.
A lot of fun tonight in Badger Stadium, where the Arkadelphia Badgers were able to come through with a big playoff win. Arkadelphia got the contest started with a touchdown drive on its first possession. Whitten to Bailey on a 12-yard pass, 7-0 Arkadelphia, 9:16 left in the first quarter. That was a 6-play, 36-yard drive. But right back from that came Rivercrest. They scored in 3 plays from 89 yards on 3rd down and 13 from their 8-yard line, a 92-yard pass, Washington to Rayner, and it was 7-7 with 7:54 left in the first quarter. 2 possessions later, Arkadelphia got another touchdown. Whitten to Campbell, 13-yard pass reception, and that was a score. Curry made a second extra point, and it was 14-7 Arkadelphia with 3:06 left in the first quarter. 7-play, 57-yard drive, but was answered by Rivercrest once again. They were able to score on a 13-play, 67-yard drive. Kobe Turner got the touchdown. The 2-point conversion, though, was ruled an illegal substitution after the ball, or just before the ball was caught into the end zone. So then they tried a 25-yard extra point and missed it. Arkadelphia led 14-13 with 9:59 left in the second quarter. And then Arkadelphia, 2 possessions later, was able to score on a 6-play, 69-yard drive. Donovan Whitten to Jaquavis Purifoy, 2-yard touchdown pass, 6-play, 69 yards. It was 21-13 then at halftime. Arkadelphia dominated the second half. The Badgers got the ball first in the third quarter and scored. After first turning it over on downs at the 29-yard line, Rivercrest was unable to move, and a punt was blocked. Arkadelphia got great field position at the 32-yard line of Rivercrest and scored in a 3-play, 32-yard drive, 6:45 left in the third quarter. It was Arkadelphia 27-13 in the lead. On the next possession, Middleton intercepted a pass for Arkadelphia, ran it back to the 22-yard line of Rivercrest, and Arkadelphia then was able to drive for a touchdown, 22 yards in 4 plays. Whitten to Purifoy for the score, a 7-yard touchdown pass, 34-13. Rivercrest, unable to move, turned it over on downs on its next possession. Or Arkadelphia got a short punt, I should say, and then they went 42 yards and that was in 5 plays. Buckley got the touchdown on a 7-yard run. 11:45 left in the football game. It was 41-13. The next possession for Arkadelphia made it the good sportsmanship rule. That was a 3-play, 70-yard drive, 48-yard touchdown run by Buckley, and Arkadelphia had a 48-13 lead, and that was the final score as the clock was rolling after that, and Arkadelphia got this win to move to the semifinals tonight. Let's go to Chase as he's got an update now on some scores.
Well, Jeff, it is official. There will be 2 teams out of the 7-4A going to the state semifinals, and the chance for a third. We're still waiting for that result from Elkins, but how about this? The Malvern Leopards were down 21-0 in the third quarter, rally for 21 straight points, have a chance to win it in regulation. They fumble the ball inside the Warren 5-yard line. Warren forces overtime. The Leopards defense gets a stop. And then on 3rd and goal, Malvern with a chance to win the game. Cedric Simmons rolls to his left, throws a strike to the front left corner of the end zone, and the Leopards upset the Warren Lumberjacks on their own turf 27-21 to punch their ticket to the 4A state semifinals.
That's truly impressive. Malvern, of course, expected to be the team that could challenge Arkadelphia for a conference championship. That didn't prove to be the case as Arkadelphia dominated that matchup, but Malvern has bounced back, and now they are a semifinal team with the big win at Warren. Not easy to go to Warren and win a football game. They did it tonight.
Not at all, and Warren's known to be one of the toughest places to play in all of 4A, and the Leopards stepping up tonight, make it 3 straight victories in a row after that rivalry loss to the Badgers, and really, Malvern's playing their best football of the year right now. One of 2 teams that have already punched their ticket, as it looks like the Elkins Elks are trying to do that right now. They've got the ball with 1:27 left. They're up by just 7. It's a rainy night tonight in Elkins, as it looks like there's a lot of rain coming down there right now. Should be interesting to see how that one shakes out. But Harding Academy looks like that's going to be the ultimate destination for the Badgers. Still awaiting a final score from there. But it looks like the Wildcats have pulled away a little bit. It was 29-20 upon the last update in the fourth quarter. That's the last update that we have. But the McGee Owls put up a fight for pretty much the entire game, and they're not quite out of it yet, according to this. But right now it's looking like the Badgers are heading to Searcy for the semifinals.
So fourth quarter scores then. Late in the game, Nashville losing late in the game, right?
Yes.
Do you have a score?
62-55 in that one.
Okay, that's incredible. 62-55 late in the game. Nashville 55 points with that great offense. But look at Elkins with 62. Just amazing. That game not quite over, but it looks like Elkins might have it.
It looks like Elkins has the ball right now. We don't have an official indication, but it looked like they may have gotten the first down that they needed to seal the deal.
And Chase, what's the score then in the Harding Academy game?
The Harding
Academy
game,
trailing in halftime, right?
29-20 right now, with the Wildcats holding the advantage in that one. And it looks like there's a 4th down situation right now. Actually, in Elkins, it's going to be 4th and 1. If the Elks get this, it's game over. If the Scrappers make a stop somehow, they get it inside the Elkins 35-yard line.
Wow. So instead of a punt, they're going to go for it and try to end the game.
We're not sure. They're taking a timeout right now to talk things over, so that one's going to have to wait a little bit. But, wow, what an exciting finish. A lot of close games tonight across the 4A. Not the case here, as Arkadelphia pulled away, as you mentioned. But, wow, just some great matchups across the board tonight.
This is a tremendous outcome for the conference. Arkadelphia remains undefeated. A big win against Rivercrest, a team that had been scoring over 40 points virtually every game this season. Held only 13 tonight. Arkadelphia with the big win. Malvern with a big overtime win at Warren. And good work tonight from Nashville as well. The conference has held up well in the playoffs. And Arkadelphia looks like they're going to head to Harding Academy next week. We'll have plenty of time to talk about that as we progress. Harding Academy, new to 4A, but not new to championship games.
Not at all. Searcy was your defending champion of the 3A last year, and that's a place that they've been a few times the past few years, one of the top teams out of that classification. And nothing has changed really since they moved up to the 4A. Still have to claim that state championship at this level, but I mean, they've done about as well as you could have hoped going into that first year, facing a new level of competition. It's very competitive across the 4A. We've talked about that several times, but the Wildcats have really proven themselves to be one of the standouts in the championship hunt this year.
Tell you what, let's take a break. When we come back, we'll get final scores on those two games that we were just talking about. Harding Academy leading by 9 late in the game against McGee. McGee had a 2-touchdown lead at halftime. And then, of course, the 62-55 game involving Elkins leading Nashville late in the game. We'll have final scores on that. We'll also have statistics from Chase when we come back after this.
As a family-owned sporting goods supplier since 1950, Southwest Sporting Goods understands the value of customer service and is committed to providing the best quality customer service and merchandise available. Southwest Sporting Goods is located in Arkadelphia, but also has salesmen that cover the entire state of Arkansas to help ensure that their customers will receive the best customer service and pricing that can be found. Southwest Sporting Goods, located in downtown Arkadelphia, supporting the Badgers since 1950.
Locally owned and operated, Java Primo is the official coffee house of ArkadelphiaBadgerTV.com. At Java Primo, amazing coffee is just the beginning. In addition to coffee, drinks, and desserts, we also have wonderful options for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Shop our gift selection 24/7 online at javaprimo.com or visit us on Main Street in historic downtown Arkadelphia. Java Primo Coffee House, Cafe, and more says, Go Badgers!
Turner Rogers Manning & Plyler CPA is a longtime supporter of the Arkadelphia Public School District. Turner Rogers Manning & Plyler has established a reputation for providing clients with outstanding services that include auditing, accounting, and tax and business consulting. Contact Turner Rogers Manning & Plyler today at 870-246-4563 or by visiting them at 305 Professional Park Drive in Arkadelphia. Turner Rogers Manning & Plyler says, Go Badgers!
Okay, folks, we are glad to tell you that there is more exciting football going on, and Chase is going to give you a little play-by-play as the Scrappers have a big play, score a touchdown, and now will they kick the extra point and go to overtime, or will they try to win it with a 2-point conversion? Chase, tell us what's going on.
All right, so right now it is in a timeout, and it looked like the Scrappers were initially going to stay on the field for 2. They went ahead and called timeout to talk things over. Looks like the defense is heading back out there for the Elks. So we'll see what the Scrappers decide to do here. 6 seconds left in regulation, but right now the momentum is all on their side, and the offense is fired up. They're staying on the field.
And it's 62-61.
62-61.
So either that will be the final score, or it will be 63-62. Let's see what the Scrappers can do. Scored a late touchdown after Elkins decided to punt the ball away. And flags go down.
We're waiting to see, and it looks like the Elks jumped off sides. It looks like there's a man out of the secondary for the Elks, and it's an illegal substitution. Wow. So we got a little bit of play-by-play going on here for another game, but my goodness.
Half the distance to the goal. Interested in this because obviously you want the conference to perform well. We've always called it the toughest conference in 4A, and that's proving to be the truth this year, as we've already seen a win from Arkadelphia and Malvern tonight. Now Nashville's trying to take a win at Elkins.
And with a win, there's going to be a game next week at Claude Mann Stadium. It'll be Malvern and Nashville for a chance to go to Little Rock for the state championship. That means that there will be a guaranteed team from the 7-4A in the state title game. He's powering forward. I don't know if he got there, waiting for an official ruling, and he's in.
2-point conversion.
2-point conversion is good.
6 seconds left. So Elks will have 6 seconds left. Elkins, I should say, the Elkin Elks, will have 6 seconds left, but they now trail 63-62. Nashville having some drama tonight in Elkins.
What a finish, and hopefully we'll have the results from that here in just a moment. But wow, when you think about that, I know I've been saying wow a lot tonight, but what a special night for the 7-4A. 2 teams have already punched their ticket to the semifinals. If the Scrappers can hold on here, 3 of the final 4 teams in the 4A all out of the same conference.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
That's unbelievable. What a season it has been for the 7-4A. The Scrappers, you know, they faced some adversity early in the season. Arkadelphia was one of their first opponents in conference play, if not their first opponent in conference play. And, you know, Arkadelphia got ahead and really ran with it from there. We've seen that a few times from the Badgers, but the Scrappers have only lost 1 game since then. That was to Malvern. And if they hang on here, they're going to have a chance for revenge tonight and next week. And not only that, The winner of that game is going to punch their ticket to Little Rock and War Memorial Stadium for the 4A state championship.
All right, here is the kickoff. Once again, we're covering this out of respect for the conference. Arkadelphia got a Mercy Rule win tonight. It's third in a row in 3 rounds of the playoffs. Malvern got a come-from-behind win against Warren in Warren. And now in Elkins, Nashville is trying to steal this game away at 63-62. And this is a bouncing kickoff.
They're going to go for the laterals here, trying to get to the outside. Time isn't rolling off the clock, and they're not going to go down either. They're just trying to keep the ball alive.
And this has to be the last play. They just didn't start the clock.
And we've lost visual here, but somehow the play is still alive, and they're trying to reverse the field here over to the left side. He's still running with it.
Another lateral. They continue to keep the play alive. Now a tackle from behind, and Malvern stopped them.
The Scrappers are going.
I'm sorry, Nashville stopped them.
But they do punch a ticket to Claude Mann Stadium. Next week, it is going to be a battle of 2 7-4A teams with a chance to go to the state championship on the line. It's a rematch of the Scrappers and the Leopards. What a night for the conference. We're still waiting for that final result, but 2 thrilling victories on the road, come from behind victories. In the last few plays of the game, Malvern rallying to stun Warren in one of the toughest places to play in the classification and in all of Arkansas, really. And then, again, the Scrappers going into hostile territory. Elkins has been red hot this season, and Nashville stuns the Elks in front of their home crowd. It's their last game of the season, and Nashville's moving on to the semifinals.
Not a basketball game, folks. That's a football game. 63-62, the final score. Nashville beating Elkins tonight in Elkins. Warren led Malvern, was it 21-0? And Malvern gets the win 27-21 in overtime. So Malvern and Nashville have both won. We had Harding Academy leading late in the game against McGee. That was a come-from-behind effort as they trailed at halftime. Do we have a final on that one?
We do have a final from Harding Academy. Wildcats, great second half. They were down 14-0 at the break, as you mentioned, but outscoring the Owls 29-6. In the final 24 minutes of that contest, 29-20, the final from First Security Stadium in Searcy. And that is where we will be heading next week for a semifinal matchup between the Arkadelphia Badgers and the Harding Academy Wildcats. That's going to be a fun one to watch.
So, Chase, if you'll pull up the stats, let me just remind everybody there are 4 teams left in the 4A. We're down to the semifinals now. Arkadelphia will travel to Harding Academy. Both are number 1 seeds, but Harding Academy, by virtue of the bracket, will have the home game. Arkadelphia travels to Searcy to take on Harding Academy next Friday, and then Nashville will travel to Malvern. So 3 teams from the 7-4A all in the semifinals. Nashville at Malvern, and Arkadelphia will go to Harding Academy. If you've got some stats, let's talk about stats for a moment. We're very soon also going to have an interview on the sideline with Arkadelphia head coach Trey Shucker as we turn our attention right back to this tremendous win by Arkadelphia.
Absolutely, and we start out with Donovan Witten. Great night for the senior quarterback for the Badgers. Went 15 of 24 passing for 193 yards, 5 touchdowns too. A lot of good yardage for Witten tonight. And looking at the breakdown of how those yards came to be, it was a great night for Jaquavis Purifoy. Really a breakout game here in the postseason. 4 catches, 59 yards. He was second on the team in both of those categories, but he led the team in receiving touchdowns with 2. Only player with multiple receiving touchdowns tonight for the Badgers. And joining him in the receiving core efforts, Latonio Hughes, 2 receptions for 22 yards, averaging 11 yards per catch. He also had a touchdown reception as well, a 17-yard reception. And then Trip Campbell is your leading wide receiver for the night in terms of receptions and yards. He had 6 catches for 78 yards, and he also scored a touchdown himself. Beautiful catch over to the left side. And then also Kyle Reed, a name you'll hear a little bit more about in just a moment. He had 1 catch for 9 yards. And rounding out the wide receiving core, it was Evan Bailey with 2 catches for 25 yards and 1 touchdown. Again, that's 15 receptions for 193 yards and 5 touchdowns. And Chris mentioned it on the halftime show. We could expect to see that balance out more in the second half. Not only that, the run game did not only catch up to the passing game, it surpassed the passing game. So the rushing game here, 29 combined attempts on the ground for Arkadelphia, going for 226 yards, almost 8 yards a carry combined, and 2 touchdowns. Here's how it broke down. Kyle Reed, 12 carries. He led the team in that category, and not 800, 85 yards, excuse me. I'm getting ahead of myself there. As D'Angelo Buckley, there's where the triple digits start to come into play. 8 carries for 117 yards and 2 touchdowns, including that breakaway score at the end of the contest. It was a phenomenal effort for him, really stepping in at the end of the first half and especially there at the end of the second half. Had the 2 rushing scores for Arkadelphia. And really, rushing-wise, Jaquavis Purifoy and Latonio Hughes both had a couple of end rounds. Neither one of them really went anywhere, so they went backwards a little bit. And then Donovan Witten, 7 carries for 26 yards. No scores on that, but almost averaging 4 yards a carry. So a very solid night for him as well on the ground. Well over 200 total yards on the night.
Arkadelphia had the lead early, tied 7-7 at one point, but Arkadelphia led 21-13 at halftime and then just dominated completely the second half and took the win by the good sportsmanship rule. Once again, the final score tonight, Arkadelphia 48 and 13 for Rivercrest, a team that had been scoring over 40 points during its 8-game winning streak leading to tonight's action. When we come back, we'll have our sideline interview. Chris Babb and Coach Shucker will also talk about offensive and defensive players of the game. We'll be back with more Badger Football, the postgame show sponsored by Blend Luxury Real Estate and Kerry Garnett. Back after this.
Doctors Gary and Rob Rucker are proud sponsors of this Arkadelphia Badger broadcast. Dr. Gary and Rob Rucker, supporting the Badgers since 1996.
Get real attention on your auto insurance. Get real auto, home, and life insurance. Get Farm Bureau Insurance.
Call Clark County Farm Bureau today at 870-246-4554. Locally owned and operated, Welch Funeral Home has been serving the Arkadelphia community since 2005. Our goal at Welch Funeral Home is to offer every family that will allow us to serve them the most caring, dignified, professional service at the most affordable price. With over 40 years of experience in the funeral home industry, owner Tim Welch and Welch Funeral Home have also been longtime supporters of the Arkadelphia Badgers and Lady Badgers. Contact Welch Funeral Home at 870-230-1400 or visit them at 202 South 4th Street near downtown Arkadelphia.
We are in the postgame show, sponsored by Blend Luxury Real Estate and Kerry Garnett, our buddy out in San Diego. I tell you what, it has been an amazing football game tonight. Jeff Reed along with Chase Hartzell and Chris Babb will be with us in just a moment down on the sideline with Coach Shucker. Tell you what, Chase, this first quarter was what we expected. Closely contested, really fine team in Rivercrest. Arkadelphia, of course, a really strong team, obviously undefeated on the year. And yet, Arkadelphia did take control of the game, not just because Rivercrest lost their starting quarterback, because they have a strong running game that they continue to try to use, but Arkadelphia controlled the line of scrimmage, controlled the offensive line and the defensive line throughout the rest of the game, and came away with a Mercy Rule win.
Well, and Michael Rayner really did live up to the billing. He had a 92-yard touchdown reception early in the contest. It was a beautiful ball from the quarterback. Washington, he, of course, had to leave the game early, and then Rayner slid into that role. And we may see him slide into that role even more so next year, though Washington will be back, so we'll probably see them similar to the situation that they've had this year, that dual quarterback system. But really, it was a great game for him, well over 100 total yards. He didn't have over 100 yards receiving. That was his only catch, but he was making a lot of guys miss on the ground. Just when it seemed like the Badgers had him wrapped up, he would find a way to escape, but there were a few plays where Arkadelphia started to catch up to him, and those plays eventually added up to a positive result for the defense. Marvion Berry was one of the first guys that really got to him and wrapped him up, and after that, I think that really opened up the floodgates for the defense, and the defense doing a phenomenal job in the second half, shutting out this Colts offense down the stretch.
Let's talk about the defense and players of the game right now, because these are the scores for the last 8 games for Rivercrest. They scored 46 against Harrisburg, 42 against Westside, 57 against Highland, 48 against Gosnell, 42 against Truman, 49 against Blytheville, and then in the playoffs, 42 against Gentry and 49 against Star City. Tonight they got 13. This is a good defense for Arkadelphia.
And really, that's been par for the course for the Arkadelphia defense up to this point in the year. It's crazy to think about that when you're playing teams of this high caliber quality, but we talked about it. There are 2 teams other than Arkadelphia out of the Final 4 teams that are going to be playing next week out of the 4A that Arkadelphia has played, and not only that, held to 13 or fewer points. They held Malvern to 13. They held Malvern to 12. So really that kind of lines up and shows just how good of a season it's been for the Arkadelphia defense. They've allowed around 14 points per game if you include the playoffs, and then when you look at the conference play, an even 10 points per game. Just an unbelievable effort all around. And you know that old adage, defense wins championships. That's looking to prove pretty true here for Arkadelphia.
The score was 27-13 when Middleton got an interception and returned it to the 22-yard line of Rivercrest. Arkadelphia then scored to go up by 3 touchdowns. That's a key play. But all night long, key plays by the defensive line, the linebackers, the rest of the secondary, in particular maybe Max Wilson. I'm saying Wilson, Middleton, my 2 guys for the defensive players of the game.
I think those are great picks, and I really can't disagree with them. Middleton making the big play out of the secondary, and Max Wilson, I want to talk about him for just a minute because he played what I believe was his most complete game throughout the year. He was making key plays from the first play from scrimmage, and one of the last plays from scrimmage, he was the same guy making the play. He was steady throughout the game. It seemed like he was getting off of his blocks with ease at time, and that's not an easy effort against this Harding Academy offensive line. They're one of the most, getting a little bit ahead of myself, getting to next week, Rivercrest. He will be playing a good offensive line next week, but Rivercrest also has one of the most talented offensive lines in the state, and he was able to get off some of those blocks with ease. It was amazing to see how fluid he looked out there, just getting to the ball. He didn't seem to be having too much trouble, even though he was fighting a good battle there in the trenches. I'm going to agree with you on those picks, Jeff, on both of them. Kelburn Middleton and Max Wilson, both very deserving awardees.
Wilson, of course, a senior, one of the real leaders of this team. Middleton, an 11th grader, had a great sophomore year, having a wonderful junior season also for Arkadelphia. What about an offensive player of the game?
You know, I think you could easily go to the well again and say Donovan Witten in this one, going 15 of 24 passing with 5 touchdowns. But there was one guy that really stood out to me. He was the only triple-digit rusher that we had tonight. He's a guy that's faced some adversity with injuries this year. He's really battled back, and he really did make the most of his carries. Whenever you're averaging nearly 15 yards per carry every time you touch the ball on the ground, that means you're doing something right. And that was the case tonight for D'Angelo Buckley. He's going to be my pick for offensive player of the game. Really helped put the game away for the Badgers. 8 attempts for 117 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. Just a phenomenal effort for the junior.
And, Chase, I really like the system. We're talking about 2 good running backs. They alternate. By the time you get to the second half, they've got fresh legs, and the defense doesn't. It made a big difference, I thought, in that second half with 2 really strong backs, especially Buckley, who played a lot in the second half. And that touchdown run he had was just amazing.
It was unbelievable, and we've got to at least give an honorable mention to Kyle Reed, too, because he was phenomenal tonight as well. Both men had over 7 yards per carry. Reed, 12 attempts, 85 yards. He was nearing 100 total yards of offense for the night with a catch. That one went for 9 yards, so really just a great job for both of these young men. If you want to go ahead and make them co-offensive players of the week, go ahead and give it to that running back core. I'd be fine with that as well.
Let's do that. Big running attack tonight for Arkadelphia, Reed and Buckley, and we're always going to say Donovan Witten is the key because he is the key to every game at the quarterback position, and he's a big, big reason the team is undefeated. But every Badger has a part in that undefeated record. It is truly a team effort. Let's see if we can go down to the field, and Chris Babb will have a conversation with Arkadelphia head coach Trey Shucker.
Here's the victorious Arkadelphia head coach Trey Shucker and Remy, assistant coach. Just you told me on the newspaper didn't feel like you got clicking offensively, but you still were able to put 48 points on the board. Talk about the flow of the game and how it kind of busted open there in the third quarter.
Yeah, starting out the game, I thought offensively we just weren't clicking overall. We were getting some plays, we made some plays, we scored. But it was, Rivercrest did a really good job of scheming us and forcing us to do some things and making plays, and we just ended up doing that. Just throughout the game, I thought there were situations that we had to overcome. Had situations that didn't go our way, that potentially or should have, but that's part of football. That's part of it. That's what we preach to our guys: be able to handle any situation, overcome adversity. I thought we did that tonight.
Rivercrest had to go a different route offensively with an injury, but your defense really kept pressure on Rayner, and he shows what kind of player he was, and your defense had to put pressure on him all night.
Sure did. Our defense is so tough and so physical, and they've been that way all season. And we knew that we had a tall task tonight. Number one, Rayner, he was probably one of the better players that we've seen all year, just so slippery, so elusive and explosive. I thought our defense did a really good job overall tonight containing him. I know towards the end he got loose quite a bit, but early in the game we kept him bottled up and did what we needed to do offensively to put points on the board to get some separation, and our defense is a big part of that.
Coach, you've been playing Thanksgiving, now you're playing in December, prepare for semifinals.
That's exactly right. We're excited about it. Of course we'd like to play at Badger Stadium, but we'll go anywhere to play. Doesn't matter. We're excited. So go Badgers.
Coach, congrats.
Thank you. Go Badgers.
That was on the sideline, Arkadelphia head coach Trey Shucker, along with Remy down there, and our own Chris Babb. We want to say thank you to all of you for our game tonight. We're going to tell you that we will be with you for the live stream next week. We'll be coming from Harding Academy in Searcy. And just to wrap it up with a little discussion of Harding Academy, this is a team that has won the state championship the last 3 years, all in 3A, now in 4A. They are in the semifinals after a come-from-behind win tonight against McGee.
Very impressive effort against the Owls tonight. Couldn't get the offense rolling to start out the game, but we saw tonight that the Wildcats, they can put up points and they can put them up in a hurry, especially when they need to down the stretch. And, Jeff, First Security Stadium is a place that a lot of Arkadelphia football fans don't look forward to going to every year. More so for the college ranks. We usually see that with Henderson State and Ouachita having to make a trip up to play the Harding Bisons. But this time, it's going to be a high school matchup between Arkadelphia and Harding Academy, and what should be a phenomenal matchup between two of the most talented teams in the 4A. Arkadelphia, again, one of 3 representatives of the 7-4A in the state semifinals.
That is just amazing. Harding Academy got a 29-20 win over McGee tonight. Arkadelphia 48-13 win over Rivercrest. So those two teams will meet next Friday at Harding Academy. We'll be right there to bring you the Badger action. The other semifinal, Nashville will travel to Malvern. Nashville got a 63-62 win by scoring a touchdown with 6 seconds left against Elkins and then going for 2 and making that 2-point conversion after a penalty on Elkins. Gave them a little bit of a closer shot. They just ran right at them, got the 2-point conversion, and won it 63-62. Malvern got an overtime win tonight at Warren, 27-21, a come-from-behind win for Malvern. So 3 teams, as Chase was saying, from the 7-4A, 3 of the 4 semifinalists. Arkadelphia, of course, the only one that is undefeated from the conference because the Badgers went undefeated in the regular season and so far 3-0 in the playoffs. Arkadelphia 11-0 on the season. Tonight's score was Arkadelphia 48 and Rivercrest 13. I want to say thank you to Chase Hartzell, so his great work tonight and always on color commentary and stats also tonight. I want to say thank you to Chris Babb, the quarterback of our team, for running the live stream. We're going to have it to you next week. Want to see a large group of Badgers going to Searcy next week, but if you cannot make that trip, then stay home and watch the game with us or watch it on your phone from wherever you are because we're going to bring it to you right here on ArkadelphiaBadgerTV.com. This is Jeff Root. Good night, everybody. Arkadelphia gets the win tonight. Mercy Rule win for the 3rd week in a row in the playoffs. Arkadelphia 48 and Rivercrest 13. We'll be back for more action next week. Good night, everybody. And Mary Kate, tell Abby Daddy's on his way home.